going. Good.
No, I jerry-rigged it. He allowed me to last session.
All right.
Bill has the fucked up handle.
So that'll be 5 if I'm right. Each one. That. Each one.
Session 14. Nope, 15.
16.
17. 18. Now it's illegal.
Last session.
Oh, that's right. I didn't have any notes for last time because just the combat encounter.
Oh, wait. No.
Hmm?
Sled.
Our last session was we fought and killed a Yeti.
Oh,
The
no,
walrus.
you're right. No, you're
The
right.
walrus was sleeping with Justin.
You know what? It is. Actually, I'm gonna have to change this. It is session 15. You were right because, I was just realizing last session didn't happen because I fucking worked till 10 o'clock. Or no, not 10 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
No, yeah. Last time we just destroyed friendships.
Yeah.
Where you two earned your nicknames.
All right. So, yes. Cool. So, last session. You guys.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, so last session, the group had packed up the sled and began heading back to Bryn Shander. About a half an hour later, as you guys were wandering about, a blizzard moved in on top of you, and you guys decided to hold out for the time and prepare to rest since it was already late and you weren't going to last trying to push through the storm. You were able to get your tent pitched before anyone was too seriously affected by the weather. Yes.
Big Love got his tent pitched for sure.
That's right.
Cuckoo, Kachoo.
So I found out the website that I use for the calendars, that fantasy calendar, it actually now has Discord integration. So I thought about putting it up in the Discord, but I'm like, there's no point in that. There's no point in that. Yeah. So
Day is it? Tuesday?
I mean, we're just gonna keep asking you how many days left until the new moon or something.
Until the new moon is 5 days. You're currently on the 10th, and that's on the 15th.
Right.
Yeah. So Smith was a bit restless.
Today's the 24th.
And today is the 24th. But Smith was a bit restless, and Gerard was feeling a bit exhausted. As you guys tried to rest, about 2 hours later, a walrus clambered onto Groff's tent, buckling it under its weight. Groff rolled out of the tent to see the blubbery beast hiding under his tent. Gerard peeked his head out and told it that they meant it no harm, and the walrus said that the thing chasing it did. At this point, an abominable Yeti charged Groff in the cover of the blizzard and knocked him into the sled of ingots, knocking those over into Wu and Smith's tent, trapping
You
them
forgot to
inside.
add a critical plot point to that Yeti. He was holding the head of...
Here, I got that. So, at this point, combat ensued. During this, the polar bear was killed and Wu went down, but both were revived. The group also noted that the Yeti had a humanoid head in its clutches. In the end, though, the group was victorious, and Wu was able to gather from the Yeti the head, a good quality pelt, and 32 pounds of Yeti meat. They inspected the head. They inspected the humanoid head to reveal that it was a white-haired humanoid. With exhaustion setting in, the group retreated back to their tents and rested, waiting for the blizzard to subside. And
I believe you said it didn't. Basically, it lasted like 6 hours or something.
Yeah. So the blizzard was going to last pretty much until like the wee hours of the next day, in the morning. So we're gonna pick up. It's like 6 a.m. for you guys. The sun is still not out. The sun will not at least be in the sky for another few hours. But the blizzard has finally subsided, and you guys get the effects of a long rest for what it is worth.
We did
Hell yeah.
revive the polar
Excellent.
bear too, I believe.
You did, yes. Because it was like somebody revived the polar bear, but wasn't reviving Woo. And
Yes.
I think Smith was like, can I was like, I'm just gonna pour a potion down his throat or something.
That sounds right.
I was down to like 1 or 2 spell slots, and
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the argument we made was so the polar bear can haul all the iron back, so we didn't have to,
Yep.
and I jerry rigged the thing because it had a broken handle.
Yeah. So you guys got your rest. Yeah, so like I said, we're gonna pick up as you are starting to rouse from your slumber. As the blizzard has finally subsided, you have a little bit more vision now. Prior to this, while you guys had while the blizzard was going on, you guys were only able to see out to about 30 feet in front of you. But with the blizzard gone, you're able to see that it's still dark, but you can tell just by how rested you feel that it is close to morning.
okay.
Oh, I feel like I've slept for a month.
Everard's still trying to get the image out of his head.
It's like, hey, we'll rest another 2 days, and it will have been a month.
Since it's still pretty dark, I'm gonna first thing cast light on my loot, so at least I can see.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I already.
oh.
Yeah, I still have that on her.
Oh yeah. I think this is the first time I've ever woken up before twilight here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, gonna crack open a ration and eat that. Guess start on the meal.
Yeah. As you guys are looking about, you can see that where the Yeti lay dead, it is mostly buried under the snow. There's no traces of its tracks. Around you, there's no traces of your own tracks from the distance you guys were coming, and you can mostly just see white expanse spreading out around you.
Anybody happen to remember what north it is?
I knew a guy.
No.
Shut up!
Yeah, I think our best bet is getting our bearings again so we can start heading back towards town.
All right. All right, go ahead and roll. Anybody who wants to try and get your bearings, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Real quick, it probably did it all automatically when people long rested, but the effects of my aid should have worn off. So your
gotcha.
hippo maximum is now vanilla.
Do
Mine's
we get any
okay.
kind of-
Smith is better.
Do-
We're even on the same planet.
do I get any kind of bonus for like being from here or knowing this area?
Yeah, I would say everybody.
No, but you do get a bonus for sleeping with a walrus.
You wake up in the morning. He just gives you a peck on the cheek. Says, "So do I pay you? Do you pay me? Do I call you
For
a
some
cab?"
For some odd reason, he tried explaining to you that he has to go to work to blow up a Jaws scene.
Yeah. I'll give those who are native to the Dale. So that's going to be Groff, Smith, and Wu. I'll give you guys. Yeah, I will give you guys. You know what? Let me do it this way.
Plus 20.
Smith rolled a nat 20. I think we're fine.
Yeah,
Smith rolled a nat 20. Oh shit! I was gonna say Smith was gonna get a.
Me too.
What I was gonna say is I was gonna give everybody who was from the Dale. I was gonna give you guys a +2, but I was gonna give Smith a +3 because he's more.
That doesn't matter because Justin rolled a nat 22. So the only one that has no idea which way the sun is rising
Jesus.
is Wu.
Yeah. So
We're prepared for this.
Wu. I imagine as Wu's waking up, he's like digging through the snow trying to see if there's any smaller thing that he can pluck out of there to get from this Yeti. So he is just not paying attention whatsoever. And
About right.
yeah, so there is that. Why did you roll twice, Aaron?
Why did Justin roll twice?
I
I
didn't.
don't know.
No,
Because I wanted to see how badly my rolls were.
Sure,
today.
sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're the worst one out of the whole group. Okay, no, so here's what I'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely say that that Wu, you are very preoccupied with what's going on with the buried Yeti. But everyone else, as you are as you're looking about, you remembered that you were all heading you guys were all heading back west. You were heading back to Bryn Shander, going west, and you were heading in that direction before the blizzard hit. And you remembered that you set up your tents on the eastern side of the sled. And so that to you gives you the bearings that you need. I'll also say that like Smith and Groff, with your nat 20s, it's like there's just something about the air, the way that the wind is blowing is like it's Kyra's kind of like, which way is it back? And it's like, oh wait, we set up our tents on the east side of the sled, and Groff and Smith are just like, we go this way.
Well, all right. How are the tents looking? They seem to
Pitched.
make it through the night. What about the wagon? Did it survive the Yeti attack? I didn't even notice.
As you take a look at it, you see that the one arm of the wagon is still busted.
If I recall, didn't last session, Erard and Neoguri kind of rigged the rope to where the sled could still be pulled with the polar bear regardless?
It can still get pulled. It's just going to be a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So.
It should still be able to hold.
Well, as long as we could get it moving. Because I can't carry any iron.
What did you say, Aaron?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's suspicious.
I cast Fireball.
He said peace.
Hold on, I gotta go to the Twitch stream real quick. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gotta listen back to that. All right. So, yeah, you guys, Gerard, you head up to the polar bear. How long does that last? Because what you cast?
Wait, I didn't want to move the walrus. Oh no!
How can you move the walrus?
I don't know.
I moved it.
I can
How
move
can
it
you
too.
move the walrus?
I moved it every which
What
way
the
it wanted
fuck?
to move.
I
Wait.
can move it too.
Can you move the polar bear?
I can move the polar bear. I can move Neoguri and Marcus.
I mean, I
Hold
can
on.
move
guess it's
them.
because they're like some sort of NPC token.
No, they are tokens, but
'Cause
normally
I can
you
move
guys
Neoguri, but I can move Walrus, a polar bear.
normally you guys aren't able to move tokens. That must have been something they just updated, because that was actually kind of one of the
Issues that you and I had for the longest time.
Yeah, like not being able to move that stuff. No, that's cool. Okay, yeah, just
Animal friendship lasts up to 24 hours
That's what I was checking. Yeah, so yeah, you're
with primal connection.
Yep. Yeah, so this yeah, and I remember you rolled well high enough to manage this.
Yeah, because I also bullshitted my way by using bee spawned with it and everything else. So basically, that way, when it goes back to not being friends, it doesn't eat me. It just kind of wanders off.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, you go up, you talk to the polar bear. You're able to get the riggings going. Groff, do you do anything with this walrus?
Arrest it?
Man.
Arrest it?
I think he said
Caress.
caress.
Oh, caress it.
Mhm.
I know you cast Speak with Animals on it, and it was more or less just terrified. So do you do...
I was terrified that he has speak with animals.
Do you do anything... Like, as morning breaks, as you're all starting to get out, it, like, almost pulls your tent over as it crawls out of the tent, and it's just kind of, like, looking around in a few different directions, and then it kind of looks at you, and it's just...
I just wave it off, and Groff's not really committal, you know. So
And
Big
with
love.
big love likes to spread it out, you know.
Get some big
Neo
love for
Guri's
one
just
big
staying there
night.
going. Neo Guri's just trying to put the pieces together. Going, so how did he? And Auror's like, no, just don't,
don't think about it.
don't think about it. Don't bring it up. Never happened.
So with that, you see the walrus makes his way off up to the north.
Goodbye, friend.
You see,
Blow
he's
it a kiss as it leaves.
Yeah, slide along the ice. Go on, get, go on, get.
Tears are running down his face.
All right. Well, my stuff is packed up and ready to go.
There's
So
Say
is
goodbye to your
mine.
walrus friend there, Groff.
She's she.
it. I don't know. All right.
It's off the bed. I don't know. Groff doesn't even know, and he just with it. But
Hold on.
it's off.
I think if it had tusks, that means it's male.
Um.
Like
Is
elephants.
off on his own.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a cordial evening. It was all. it was all out of protection of necessity.
Aurora
probably
needs to
gonna
have a
be,
therapy session with Calyrex.
I'm just going to let the lot of you know right now. I'm probably going to be walking a bit funny for the next day or two.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's like he kept pushing into me as I was sleeping. Do you know what it's like to get pushed off of off your sleeping bed by a walrus?
Can I wish the dog was here. I want to ask him what internal bleeding feels like.
Oh no. As Smith and Wu just punch you and you bruise up, and it's like that. That's what it is. All right, so
hold on, I'm quickly. Everard's quickly going through his knowledge of creatures to see what diseases Groff just got.
Yep, all of them. All of them. Yes. All right, so with that, you guys start marching your way back west towards Brinchander. Whoever's sort of directing the group or leading, whoever that may be, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
I'm riding
Not
on
be
the
me.
polar bear again.
Hey, Groff, it's still pretty dark. Can you make sure that you keep an eye out?
Yeah,
Any
I'll put
other-
my goggles on and
any
keep
other
an eye out
Yetis?
from the back.
Yeah.
So let's hope it's not getting any more
I thought
surprises.
that's how you liked it.
From the back, yeah.
All right. Am I gonna get a survival check from anyone, or are you just letting the polar bear go? Because I'll roll for the polar bear. You guys will.
Anybody except Everard
Oh,
right now.
God. Well, I mean, Smith and
And Woo.
Groff rolled really well last time. This doesn't help at all.
I'll give him a bonus.
Well,
I thought
Groff
Groff was like,
definitely.
if you want me to roll, I can.
Groff is more keeping an eye around the area to make sure that nothing's going to be coming after you guys, trying to sneak up on you.
Everard's still traumatized of the walrus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Gerard, you're just kind of like, sticking up next to the polar bear and just like looking at it, just like, I don't get it. It's like, Wu is still just, very preoccupied with this Yeti head that he has. Like,
I don't think I actually took the Yeti head this time.
No, you definitely did. You got a Yeti head and a Yeti pelt. Because
'Cause
you
you
said, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Groff told you that the Yeti head belongs to the dwarves.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Um.
Scarecrow.
So, oh shoot, I forgot that I could pull up the campaign on my phone. And
If
see.
anyone is curious, I'm about to eat a $10,000 Oreo cookie right now as I'm eating my second
No,
pack
you're
of
fucking not.
Oreos.
It's like $5 to some crazed person on eBay.
Wait, why is Wu showing on mine that he's paralyzed?
Yeah, the
He
Yeti
never-
I
paralyzed him.
was.
Oh, fucking
'Cause
turn
he never
paralyzed
undid
off.
that. Yeah.
I was like,
He
why are
voluntarily stayed paralyzed.
Yeah, like, why are you fucking paralyzed?
I'm surprised long rest didn't like just reset.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kinda, I had the same thought.
Yeah, I long rested. And, yeah.
That's
Good
weird.
question.
Onwards to victory.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, with Smith 17, you are more than capable of finding your way back. And yeah, you guys get within sight of Bryn Shander. It's a few 100 feet away. And as you are, it's been at this point about 2 hours that you've been traversing back. And when you come in sight of Bryn Shander, you actually hear something coming from the town.
Oh, boy.
And that is the sound of a war horn. You just as you guys are getting closer, you just hear this almost like carrion call of a war horn blasting in the direction of Bryn Shander as you guys are coming into sight of it.
Does that sound like a war horn to anybody else?
It definitely does.
What could that mean in Icewind Dale?
I never did anything good.
Bad news.
Hopefully they don't view us as the threat.
As you're hearing this, like I said, it is you guys still have a few hours before daylight, but with Kyra's light glowing, you are able to see Bryn Shander ahead of you in the distance. You can see the torches up on the palisades and on the ramparts, and you can see torches moving across these top parts. And as you're hearing this, do you guys keep going? Do you stop? What do? You're about 500 feet away.
Well,
I think we should just
Keep going.
go up to it.
Okay.
I think with the carriage, with the
Aye.
cart for Vine.
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well, or at least get close enough to where if we can hear them, we can tell them that we went out on an investigation.
we got the missing cart. We got the missing cart.
So,
Yeah.
Lucas, how fast are we able to walk and keep up with the polar bear, or is the polar bear walking faster than we can keep up?
So the polar bear is actually has a 40-foot walking speed. So most of you it is able to haul this sled really without very much issue at all. Because I mean this thing has a +5 to strength, so it's able to pull quite a bit of weight. So technically the only one of you that I believe would even be able to go semi-fast as actually no, Kyra has her doesn't have her full outfit yet. So yeah, it is actually moving a little bit faster than you, but it has slowed its pace down to the to match yours.
Okay.
So
I would need to sprint a little bit.
A little bit. Either that, or
I'll
you could sit on the you could sit literally on the wagon.
I-
Gerard's riding the polar bear into the city.
Okay.
It's
Go
not
ahead,
the
Aaron.
same way Groff rode the walrus or the walrus rode Groff.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I'm gonna walk next to the walrus just to kind of, or not. God damn it, the
Polar
bear. Yeah,
Okay.
just to kind of be like a heads up that polar bear means no harm, and we're walking with it, and it's not attacking us.
All right. So you guys get about 200 feet away, and Gerard is on the back of this thing. We're gonna say Niyagiri and Marcus are sitting on the wagon. Groff and Smith, we'll say, are following up behind, making sure nothing's going on. And yeah, so you guys see all this movement, all these lights, and then you get within a good sight of Bryn Shander's gate walls, and you see the gate slowly open a little bit, and you can see a number of figures marching their way out, each one bearing a torch. And you can hear that war horn call clearer than before, as you get that same noise. I don't even know if that came over.
Not
Nope.
really, but we get it.
Yeah.
But we get it.
So you get this war horn noise, and you hear from that far away a voice that shouts, "Halt!"
I would definitely stop.
Okay.
They're talking to us when they say that.
I mean, they are saying it.
I would assume so.
See if they're talking. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop.
How far away are they now?
You're about 200 feet away.
But they're shouting at us from 200 feet away.
So you actually take that into consideration, Kyra, and this to you sounds almost like magically amplified voice.
Okay, fine. I'm aware of this cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've stopped the cart then.
All right.
Yes.
I don't like the look of this, lads.
I mean, they probably assume that we're dead and we're just a random group coming in now. Hopefully, Groff's dwarf buddy is still out there.
But surely they can identify us by the light I cast.
Who knows?
I guess we'll just wait and let them come to us.
All right. Speaking of which, as you guys come to a halt, you see that two phalanxes of these figures start to make their way out. They're almost in this U-shaped as they move up to your group. And you can now see that they're all bundled up. Most of them, it is hard to discern any kind of features on their faces, but you can see the telltale signs of a few noses sticking out of ruffles, very enclosed faces covered by furs and leathers, and beards sticking out. But the thing that you notice is that every single one of these figures has a contraption on them that carries a torch above their head. It's almost looks like a backpack in a sense. There is a torch burning at the top of this pole coming out of this backpack, and they each have shields and spears. And they get into a circle around all of you. And that's when you see one of them, he comes up and he approaches, and the wind is starting to blow around a bit. But as his face is a little bit more visible, you can see that he has dwarven features. And he comes up, has his shield in hand, has his spear in hand, and he says, What business do you have bringing a man-eater to the city of Bryn Shander, travelers?
I'm sorry, man-eater?
I think it's referring to the polar bear.
And he gestures his spear in the polar bear's direction.
Oh, no. Don't worry. It is completely under control, charmed. We're just using it to bring the iron back that we were sent to go find after the Yeti attack last night. We just couldn't make it back in time before true nightfall.
Here's the Yeti's head.
Well, yes, we got this card. We stole it from some goblins. So I assumed that it was part of the original carriage. No?
Roll me a persuasion check, Gerard, and I'll give you a little bit of bonus for the Yeti head.
Well, guess what? Rolls are trash right now.
Jared,
back.
can you
I'm gonna
restart
get
your
your food.
computer?
He looks at you and says, "A likely story. If you wish to bring in that sled of ingots, I am more than welcoming you to in. But the man-eater, it stays out. The last thing I want is a rampant beast running through this town, killing innocent folk."
Oh no, that's completely understandable. At least pull it up to the gate to make it easier for all of us, and then I'll gladly let it go on its way.
Roll me another persuasion check.
Likewise, wouldn't you rather just... I mean, it's clearly docile. We have it under
That one's
control.
better.
And he looks at you, Kyra, and he says, "Yeah, docile until you sick 'em on us."
Look, we are well known in Bryn Shander at this point. Music
was-
Mayhem has solved many an issue in Bryn Shander. We brought artifacts back from the Temple of Amanator. The least you could do is take our word for it that we're going to only use the polar bear to carry the iron up to the gate. Then you can unload it, and then Yurad, Master of Beasts, will let it go free.
And whenever Kyra says Master Beast, Erard will gesture to the cat and the magical raccoon sitting in the wagon.
When you start to bring this stuff up, you hear a few murmurs from the soldiers that have surrounded you. And you can see a few of them start to relax their arms. As instead of taking this very defensive stance with a shield out and a spear pointed forward, they actually sort of, lean back a little bit and they relax their weapons. As one of the other... Mm-hmm.
Who's the dwarf that Groff befriended?
Do you remember?
I forget his name.
Kyra wasn't part of that, so she wouldn't know.
I think the only one that truly got his name was Groff.
I remember his
All
name.
I could think about is the walrus. Do I remember his name?
Damn it. Because I think the only one that was involved for that situation was Groff. I don't think any of us truly got his name, unless Groff said it.
He definitely did. He literally told you his name the first time you guys walked into Bryn Shander.
I thought that was only towards Groff, though. I don't remember it.
Oh.
You guys were right there. I guess. Hold on. Okay. Smith would have gotten the name because Groff and him were talking in Dwarvish. So yeah. Groff and Smith, go ahead and roll me history checks.
Because all Everard knows is that Groff said, "Hey, the dwarf guy that let us in got attacked, and we gotta go."
No,
or his buddies got attacked.
You know what though? That was the session my computer. That's the session I lost power, so I don't have those notes.
Yeah. So the two of you are like
I don't
standing
know.
there.
It was 3
thinking,
months ago.
The two of you are standing there thinking, and it's like these names are flashing through your head as you're like, Tau whiskey? No, no, sheet mead. No, and then it finally clicks in both of your heads, like, almost instantaneously. Ragrum.
I found him in the notes.
Yeah. So yeah, you hear you both remember the name of Ragrum Braunhold.
Oi, where's my buddy Ragrum? He'll vouch for us, probably.
So as you're saying all of this, as you can see the folks around you starting to relax their arms, you see one of the soldier comes up, and he whispers something to this dwarf that's talking to you, and you see the dwarf looks at him, looks back at all of you, looks at him, says, "Be that as it may, I do not want this beast in my city. I will allow you to have it drag this sled to the city gates. From there, we will take it. We will deliver it to..." And he looks back and he says, I imagine you are taking this to the Black Iron Blades."
That's a good question.
Erard's going to say,
Great
I
question.
have no idea where we're exactly taking this.
Gruff, you...
I was
it
was
was-
planning on taking it back to the bar and find those dwarves.
Yeah, so, he looks at you and he says, well, you are the ones who dragged it in. Tell us where it needs to go once it is inside. I just do not want this monster in there.
Erard's going to be like, just real fast, am I able to keep one of the bars or two, just as like some sort of compensation?
It is not my payload to be discussing that with you. And he looks over at Groff and he says, if he made a deal with some others to go and retrieve this, then it feels like that is between you and those three.
Understandable.
How did he know how many there were?
What?
Or does he mean us three? I thought he meant the dwarves.
I guess
the
that
bar.
was me saying that. That's my bad. Because I was literally looking at the three names on here. But I'll say he says if he made a deal with others about going and retrieving this, then it feels like that is between you and them.
Understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have my word. Like I said, I'll release the polar bear and whatnot after. It just helps us get it to the gate. Keep in mind, this is all being told from a child who's still sitting on top of a polar bear.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're all very cautious towards you because you're literally riding the back of a man-eater.
Nah, it's okay. The man-eater was what happened last night in that tent. Whew!
Man-eater.
Big love.
Big love.
Hell yeah.
God, so gross.
It's when Erard discovered that Groff can use speak with animals in the worst way possible.
All right.
The characters all have some absurdity about them.
So you hear, so you see this dwarf. He turns around. He gives a gruff shout, and you see that he, as he turns around, you actually get a better look at this pack that he's wearing. It kind of has this metal-like canister on the back. It has straps that he's able to be wearing, and it has a pipe that goes up to this enclosed capsule at the top that you can see has a burning flame in it. And as he steps forward, he pulls out this small vial on his hip, and he puts it into a small hole that's on the back of this tank and twists it, and you see a green swirl inside of it as the flame above him turns green, and you hear a much lighter horn blast from the town walls as he looks back at all of you, and he says, "All right, let's get a move on." And you guys begin bringing the sled up to the gate walls. Once you
Great.
arrive... Oh, yeah, good.
Narcissus said, "Great, finally."
Once you guys
This
arrive...
was Lucas's way of telling me I can't befriend a polar bear and keep it forever, even though I rolled really high. Don't let him fool you. This is the only way he's able to play it out that I don't keep a polar bear companion.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
At least not in the town.
So with that, you guys get up to this gate, and you can
Joke's
see
on him. In one level, I can summon it anytime I want.
As you guys get up to this gate, you see that there are actually archers standing up on the palisade. They have these massively oversized longbows.
Compensation.
And what's that?
Compensation.
No, you know what's funny? It's super weird. There's legitimately an item called Oversized Longbow, and I love it because a regular longbow deals 1d8 piercing damage, but the Oversized Longbow can only be fired by a creature that has a strength of 18 or higher, and it deals piercing damage equal to 2d6 plus the strength modifier. So it's not like this finesse, like archer ranger thing. It's literally this, like, you're grabbing an oversized arrow, just like boom. And
You're just launching ballistic arrows from a bow.
But
I loaded small child.
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry.
But like everything about it just screams like this is meant for the strength-based fighter that wants to do range. And I love it. I love everything about it. And you see that that's what these guys have up on the top. But yeah, it's as soon as they almost like get this encapsulation around you, these guards, they move out in front of you, blocking off the gate. And the one who was talking to you moments ago, he looks at you, Gerard, and he's like, "Well, get rid of it."
I did agree that I will, as he jumps down off of the polar bear and whatnot, unties it and everything, and looks at the polar bear, and I use speak with animals, can use it at will, and basically just be like, well, you did agree to help me to at least bring it this far. I'm sorry that you had a spear pointed in your face, but I am greatly appreciative of everything that you've done to help us with this. You can go back to doing what you were doing before the goblins even captured you. Go back to living your free life, essentially.
And it looks at you, and it says, so yeah, because shit, I gotta look at something real quick.
I don't know if it can.
Yeah, I had to see its intelligence score. It's got a 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because it's limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts can give me information, nearby locations, and so forth.
It's all very like rudimentary stuff.
Yeah, since its intelligence is so low.
Yeah, so it's going to look at you, and it's just gonna be like, "You kind goblins mean. Go kill goblins." And you see it just turns, and it starts like slowly marching its way out to the east.
I'll just look at the group and be like, well, it said it was going to go kill some goblins, so I guess it all works out in the end.
Whatever works.
Aren't you the size of a goblin?
Huh?
Aren't you the size of a goblin?
No.
Gerard's a human person. He's roughly about 18 of legal drinking age.
He's Ash Ketchum if he would have aged a little bit more.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so with that you see the polar bear start marching its way away. And the guards, they all sort of take this very like, defensive stance as it's moving and everything. But once it's out really beyond any kind of like discernible range, you see the guards, they all start making their way in. They open up the gate, and the one that was talking to you guys, he pulls back his hood to reveal a rough dwarven face, and he says, "I must apologize. I don't mean to be so rude and aggressive, but when you have a group marching into your town with a polar bear, it is not something that we can just assume is in the purest of intent."
Oh, I fully understand, but if you think that's weird, you should have saw the plesiosaur that I became friends with down there, or the two dragons up in the mountains.
And he just kind of like looks at you with this very like shocked face, and he's like, "I understood a few of those words."
Long story short, I have a way with animals, as he gestures back to Neoguri and Marcus.
Yes.
Me too, lad.
Yes. Well,
I
I have a way. I have a way with keeping my people safe.
fully understand, and I
So,
appreciate it.
but then he calls over two of the other dwarves, and he says, "Dagnak, Yetmok, take this sled down to wherever these folks need to take it to. I believe this is going to be some of the new iron that's going to arm the rest of our soldiers." And they nod. By the way,
Everard still really wants at least one iron bar.
And
Why?
Why
know.
For future references, I really want one.
And he looks over at you, and he says, "Well, good on you for killing the Yeti. I give you credit for that one." And so with that, you see the dwarves, these two dwarves, they pick up the front of the carriage, and they turn back at you. And one says, "Can we get a move on?"
Of course. We should head back to the town where we first met this Ragram.
Or wherever Ragrum is currently. I mean, I can't imagine he's still sitting at a tavern waiting for us after it's been a whole night.
Well, he could have spent the night there. I don't know.
That's
They
true.
could have drank all that time.
Sure.
And
Everard refuses to make eye contact with Groff and just goes, yeah, you dwarves definitely party.
At least let's start there. We know he works at one of the posts.
Yeah,
the north?
we'll start there.
Are we taking this over to one of the other outposts?
I guess it's essentially, do you know of, what was his name, Rumjack or something?
Ragrum?
Ragrum. I don't know, I just got it all jumbled. Do you know if Ragrum's currently at his post, or if he's still...
I'm not sure. I mean, I would just prefer to get this sled wherever it is that you want. I mean, if it is all going to end up at if it's all going to end up at Black Iron, we might as well just take it there.
We have no idea if it is going there to begin with.
Well,
that's the issue.
Who was it that you got that told you about this sled?
Ragrum.
Well, it was the dwarves that were going to deliver it originally, right?
Where were they delivering it to?
I never asked.
You see these dwarves are just like standing there holding this one arm to the sled, and they're like, "Can we just have a direction to go? I'm freezing my ninnies off."
We'll check the tavern first. We'll go to the tavern, see if
to the north look.
Ragrum's there, and we'll check that.
Yarad and I will go to the tavern. Groff, you check the north post since that's where Ragram usually goes, right?
You guys were actually at the north post.
Oh, I thought we came in
see him, right?
What's that?
I thought we came in from the east.
You guys. So on your way,
we got discombobulated when we left.
Yeah, you were actually coming in on the north gate. So that's actually something that that you're recognizing. You're coming into the gate that you guys came into when you guys like kind of went out and circled back. So
we came back that way?
Well, in you guys coming back, because you did leave out the west gate, or sorry, the east gate, and then go northeast from there. But when you guys came back in just now, you were coming in on the north side. It might explain why they weren't prepared for your entry.
All right.
Right.
Point is,
so
where does Ragrum usually go?
Well, we'll say just to sort of clear things up. When you say heading to the tavern, you see the dwarves. They start making their way up to the north. Up to the north look, and as you get there, they. Am I still connected?
You are now.
Holy
I thought that was on my end for a brief moment because
me too.
My fire whistles and everything just started going off here, and you just started cutting out.
Me too.
All my monitors just went black. That was weird. And they as they take it up to the north look, Groff, you said that you were at least going to go in there
and like look for Ragrum, right? Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you peek your head in. There's a few folk in here. At this point, like I said, it's still early in the morning. It's just before the sun is coming out. There's a few people in here. They are it's not nearly as lively as it is later on in the evening. But you do see over in the one corner, sitting there with the other four dwarves, you see Ragrum and the other three dwarves, Haruna, Korux, and Storn.
Hey, Woo. Oh, wait. Did Woo come with me or no? Or wait, is it even me?
I'm a little bit lost. Did we all go to the tavern?
I'm just going to... Unless you guys specifically did want to go anywhere else, like, once you guys said about the tavern, the dwarves just were taking this sled full of ingots there. If you guys actually wanted to go to the other ones, we could say that your characters will meet back up with them. But otherwise, I'm fine with just, having you guys all at the tavern. Just for ease of mind on everyone.
Yeah, because I know everyone
I'm trying to look through my notes, like where he was. Like I can't keep track of everything.
No, I know he was on the east gate. So 100%, Ragrum was on the east gate. But the thing is, he was on the south gate when you guys first got to Bryn Shander the very first time. So, but it was just it was just the fact that when you guys came back in from going to the temple and getting that relic of a monitor, you came back in through the east gate, and that's where he was. And then he showed up that evening with those three dwarves. And so when you guys headed out the east gate, that was the correct direction to go. But once you guys got back to Bryn Shander just now, you were coming in on the north side. So I know it's a little bit of geography mix up there. So
no. Yeah, so we're at the tavern.
Yes.
Regardless, tavern.
Yeah. Like I said, you see Ragrum sitting inside with Haruna, Korux, and Storn.
Okay. Then I'll say to Woo that show him the head.
I walk
Whoa.
over to him. I'm eating, all right,
Oh.
motherfucker? Hold on.
Chew faster.
Meow! It's a lot of meat.
Yeah, it is.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, buddy. I'll walk over to him
Mhm.
and I'll tell them I don't think the Yeti will be giving you guys any more problems. And then put the Yeti head down on the table.
As you say this and you set this severed Yeti head down on the table, there's a bit of a clamor. I mean, an abominable Yeti is a pretty large creature. In fact, it's huge. And so you're putting this massive head down on the table, and it just sort of like shakes everything, knocks over a few of the drinks, and you hear this like commotion, and you see these three, and they all sort of jump back. Corix, one of the dwarfs, who is he's the one that doesn't have a nose. He like jumps back and screams as all attention is brought over to all of you sitting there. Or, well, you, or Wu standing there with this head, and Groff standing next to him.
What I miss?
Wu walked in and just basically went, boom, Yeti head.
Oh, of course it did.
And you see...
And
you see,
we got the cart of iron outside.
And when you say that, you see Hruna, the female, she stands up. She goes, by the stars, you killed this thing, and you got the sled back.
We absolutely did. Well, wait, the sled.
Yeah, the sled of ingots.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the ingots. Yeah, we got the
I
ingots.
kept saying cart, so that's why I meant.
Yeah, cart sled. Sorry.
Yes, we got the sled.
And she stands up. She goes outside, and she sees it sitting there. She walks back in, and she goes, oh, by the heavens, I can't thank you enough. But I hate to ask this. Did you happen to find anything of Obak?
About that, he didn't quite make it.
I did not assume. It is a travesty, to say the least, losing a good dwarf like him. Unfortunately, these are dangerous times. Well, I greatly appreciate you taking on this risk. Yes, my apologies. Was just thinking if only you folks were there when we dealt with that, he might still be around. But it is the way of the Dale. And she goes over and she taps Storn on the arm, and she says, "Give me the bag." And she walks over. She says, "Here, as promised." And she hands each one of you a bag with 20 gold in it.
I'll actually look at her and say, instead of the gold, if you're willing to do a trade, can I at least get one or two of those ingots?
No.
She looks at you and she kind of raises an eyebrow. And she says, "Is that all you want?"
And however much gold you're willing for me to give back to at least even just purchase one or two ingots. I mean, I'm more interested in the ingots because I have an idea, so to speak.
I swear this kid's got an iron fetish or something.
I thought it was a Poke fetish.
It is a Pokemon fetish. I'm making an immortal Pokemon.
Yorad, is iron like your new fascination? Are you like an Iron Man now?
Word will look to Kyra and be like, listen, we created one companion out of magic. Why can't we create a mechanical one, so to speak, out of magic? One that
Oh, you mean
is
like
a bit
Ravenfuck?
harder. Yes. Yes, because I started thinking after seeing that to where it would be slightly more, I don't want to say beneficial, as Marcus and Neoguri has helped me
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, you
But
see,
after
they're just like, you know, he Neogiri just holds up a sign, and it's like a picture of chopped liver. Just like pointing to him.
and it's like they've helped me a lot. But after losing the flying snake and the Yeti tyke and whatnot, I was more thinking of why not getting a mechanical companion that's a little bit tougher to be taken out,
Oh, I see what
like
you're saying.
Ravenchuck's companion.
Beefsteak, I think it was.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was.
well, how much would an iron ingot cost? I
Um,
asked the dwarf lady. I forget her name already.
Haruna, she looks at you like listening to all this, and you know, just kind of this like insanity almost to her. She's like, if you only want two of them, and she goes into the bag that she was going to give you, and she just plucks out a single gold, and she's like, these things are worth about 5 silver. That's what I was gonna sell them to the blacksmith for.
Works for me. Thank you a lot.
Of course.
Take 2 iron, you get some 19 gold then?
That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Two
Are
iron
you sure you,
ingots.
are you sure you only need 2? I figure if you need iron, now's the time.
I think it's only 2 because I'm pretty sure the creature is considered small from what Lucas and I have metagamed for like 3 months before we stopped.
It's considered tiny.
Oh, so I technically only need 1, but
You got enough.
It's good to
I
have a
got
backup.
2.
Yeah.
Think of all your failures.
That's right.
That's what I do every day.
Yeah,
Look at
this is
myself
all
in
this.
the mirror.
This whole reason was like the metagame version was I looked at Lucas and like, I really want this mechanical owl, but for in-game, I'm gonna say Auror's depressed and wants to make an immortal animal.
Isn't that near Guri?
Yeah,
Um,
Neoguri's immortal. Well, technically, he's
Neoguri-
tied to me.
Yeah, Neogiri isn't immortal. Neogiri could die. The thing is that it requires a lot of steps because Neogiri is linked to Urard through his patron, and so it would take a lot for him to die. He's essentially a familiar.
Gotcha.
Yes.
But all
Alright.
of his other companions definitely can die.
All right, well,
Like the snake.
I hope you can get the iron where you need to go. Because I think our helpers already left.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
And she Haruna, she steps outside, and she like leans over to the door, and she points just across the street, if you remember on this map, to where that purple building is. She says, it's just going over there.
Oh, okay, great.
And so you see her, she goes up and she grabs the front of the wagon just herself, like supporting it from in front, and she just walks it over there. And you actually see that from the front side, you can actually see Garn the Hammer, the dwarf that runs the Black Iron Blades, is actually standing outside right now at the furnace. And just from this distance, you're mostly just seeing, like, you know, them gesturing and stuff, but Bruna walks this over. She sets it down. You see Garn, he looks at it and looks at her, and you could see his, like, these joyous motions, a big smile on his face, and Bruna turns and points over to you guys through across the way. And
Quick, everybody get into a Ginyu pose.
And he nods, and you can see them talking. And he goes over and he gets something off of a table, and he hands it to her, and she walks over and she says, Hey, he wanted me to give you this for your troubles. And he hands she hands, I'm going to say Groff, only because she was oh no, Alman.
Oh,
No.
not again!
And I'm the one with the storm.
Oh, sweet, he's back.
I guess it's my turn then.
Oh my god, how scary.
Yeah, so what
Haruna walks back over and she hands you this gold coin, Groff, and it has on there the symbol of an iron, like a blacksmithing iron, and it also has a blade coming out, like the image of a blade on it as well. And she says, "Yeah, Garn said to give this to you. He said if you're ever buying anything from him, show him this coin, and he'll give you a discount."
There's a coupon coin.
Yes.
It's a coupon.
How much of a nerd am I that when you said symbol of iron, I was thinking FE?
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
It has, there's a sword and it's just stabbed through the letters FE.
So she's giving it to Groff, and is this for this blacksmith?
Yes. So yeah, so basically what this means is anytime that you guys buy anything at the Black Iron Blade here in Bryn Shander, or if you sell something, you will get a 10% discount. So you'll either get 10% off of something if you're buying it, or a 10% more on the price if you're selling something.
And Groff has that.
Groff has that coin right now, correct.
Okay. Well, it's a shame we already bought all that armor. But I'm sure it will be coming back again some at a later date. Although I
Always
guess
need more armor.
it is true.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna put that on the OneNote on Garn's page, where it'll say 10% discount on buying, 10% extra on selling. And
That includes your wife?
huh?
Does that include inside with your wife on furs?
Imagine Wu yelling across this like open square, and he yells back. He's like, "She's my fucking sister, you sick prick."
Well, at least that didn't sound as bad.
And Lucas is phasing in and out of reality.
Oh no!
The arm, the arm to my mic just like came off. Almost, my mic almost just fell off of the table I have attached to.
I'm sorry, you mentioned something else about the discount. I was like, what was the discount for buying, and what was the bonus for selling?
So if you're buying anything from Garn, from the Black Iron Blades, you get a 10% discount on that, and if you are selling something to him, you will get 10% extra.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, like, you know, you guys come across some goblins that have some crude daggers or something that.
And we have some sort of hoarder with us.
Right, you know, he's not going to buy them at the same value that he would sell them, but he's going to give you, like, instead of just giving you a gold, he'll give you a gold and a silver piece.
He's basically gonna sell them for $9.99, but he's gonna buy them for us at $9.50 instead of $3.
And he yeah, like I said, he yells across. He's like, "It's my fucking sister, you sick prick. Not all dwarves fuck each other."
And
Everard just immediately gets PTSD of the walrus and starts shuddering.
I'm gonna put a note in here. Not wife, sister.
Don't worry, there's a permanent note in my mind that Erard is just terrified of Groff near any walrus now.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh yeah.
That's another crust in the books for music and mayhem, right, lads?
Yes, it is. Just Erard will lean over to Kyra and just whisper, "Leave out the animal fucking, please."
God.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Howard.
All right. So yeah, they. So with that, Hruna goes back inside into the. Into the North Look, and you can see Korux and Store, and they're standing around this table that has the Yeti head on it, and they're just horrified of it. And there's all these folks standing around, gawking at it, and you see actually the owner, Scramsax. He looks over at all of you and he says, "Did you fucking kill this thing?"
With our combined powers, we certainly did.
Erard will go ahead and just to hype Kyra up a bit, he'll go, "Music and Mayhem went ahead and did it. We want that on the plaque for when we put it on the wall."
He takes a look at it and he goes, "Well, shit. I mean, I might have to make some room for it next to old Bitey up there."
You probably have to take it to a taxidermy first.
Well, yes. Don't necessarily think that I'm going to be leaving it as is. And he looks at all of you and he says, "So, you're willing to sell it?"
I think that's up to Wu. He's the one who carved their head out.
And he looks
Yes?
over at Wu.
How much?
You name your price.
Oh no.
See if we can come to a deal.
Don't ask for iron ingots.
Erard just wants it's on display in this town.
How about free room and board whenever we are in town?
Surprisingly modest, Wu.
I'm quite in shock about that one.
I think we all are.
And yeah, he sort of pauses. And he looks at you. And he says, "Well, definitely not what I thought you might be asking for this." And he goes over, looks at one of the books on his table. Shit, I gotta see something here. Here we go.
Would you throw the DM in for a loop?
Yeah, kinda.
That was definitely the most curveball thing Wu has ever done.
You threw us
really.
all in for a loop.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was expecting
I
was expecting like 10 platinum.
That's
And
what I
he-
was thinking on.
He looks at all of you, and he says, "Well, that's quite a bit of a fetch there." He says, "What? We got a half's week worth of you. So we got what was that be? Two and a half gold a night that I'm losing out on this, but."
Word will go ahead and be like, just to help with the thing, be like, keep in mind, all the other times we've stayed here, Kyra's performed, which brought you tons of business before.
I was just about to bring that up.
Sorry, I will be right back.
Yep.
Erard is just Kyra's hype man now. He's just living for the moment.
He looks at it.
No, Justin, you're gonna walk right into the wall.
Oh no!
I love how
the chairs are matching.
Yeah. I love how he committed to the bit enough to make it look like he's sitting in the chair. Because I'd have to
Yeah, you'll have to lean. But for
Whoa.
the way his camera is set
There we go.
up.
There we go.
Yeah,
Almost.
there we go. Wait, there we are. God, it's so weird. It's so weird. Oh man. Yeah, so he looks at you, he starts lifting up the head, kind of looking at it, and he says, yes, you know what? Um I'll I can make use out of this beyond the mount. Yeah, I'm willing to make that deal for you. So what we're saying is, you folks are willing to stay here. I'll give you, yeah, I'll give you free room and board while you're here, as long as, and he looks down at Kyra. He's like, as long as little Missy's there, still willing to tell the story of this mighty Yeti that nearly sank an entire battalion's worth of weapons.
Willing? Willing? You couldn't stop me if I wanted
Yeah.
to.
He looks at, he reaches over and goes to shake Woo's hand. And he says, "I think we got a deal, friend."
What's
Wu
this
will
guy's
shake
name?
his hand.
All right.
What's this guy's name?
Scramsax. He's the owner of the Northlook. Hey, Aaron.
Yo.
So it doesn't have a ton of stuff, but wait, does it actually have? No, it doesn't have what I'm looking for. Here, I'm gonna send you something. Actually, I'll just post it in the chat. Here you go. This is a link to a thing called Creature Loot. So I Googled it real fast and I was like, monsters, why? Abominable Yeti. There's literally like 3 things that that can be made out of this. So figuring Woo might want to do that. Yeah, in order to sort of spurn this on, you see Scramsax, he lifts this Yeti head off the table. And he goes and he sets it on the counter in the back, and you can see that he's kind of eyeing it up. And he takes out this book from behind the counter that is covered in dust. He sort of wipes it off, and he opens it up, and he goes towards one of the very last pages, and he's like, "Yeah, it's got no horns, at least none that are, well, the one horn will probably do. The eyes look to be in good shape." And you can hear him mutter under his breath. He says, "Damn fool cut right through his throat. Not going to be able to get anything out of that." And he does turn around and he looks at you and he says, "By chance, did you harvest anything else from that thing? Any of the hide?"
Yeah, I've got some meat and a good Yeti pelt.
Well, if you're willing to do away with them, I'd be willing to buy them off you at least.
Hold on, he's currently chewing on a lot of meat.
No, why can't I find the Y? U
It's down,
B
it's down at the
W.
very
L-
bottom.
Oh, that's why. Um. Yeah, I could sell you the Yeti hide. Um. mm,
Is yeah, I imagine do you take it out and show him?
Yeah, I'll take it out and I'll show him the Yeti hide.
He inspects it, and I know that you had it in. I know you had it in good quality.
Yeah.
And he looks at it and he goes, "Yeah, this will make just fine." Well, what do you say? What do you say? We go 3 gold on it.
How about 4? It's one of my better ones that I've done.
Go ahead and
There's
roll.
the woo that we know.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. He looks at it. He looks over at the head. And he says, "Yeah, all right. I'll go with that. 4 gold for the whole hide. That works for me." And he takes out 4 gold from a small little coffer behind the counter. Hands it to you as he takes the hide and drapes it over the end of the counter there. What am I hearing? Hold on a second.
You? You, me, and Woo?
Those two just phasing in and out of reality.
What I miss?
Woo is selling the Yeti head.
No,
Okay.
we
The hide.
sold the Yeti head.
Oh, the
We're
hide.
selling
That's right. The head was like free room and board apparently.
Yeah.
as long as Kyra performs.
Well, she's going to do that anyway.
Where'd Lucas go?
Something he heard.
Tell him
Something.
about some noise.
Yeah. I guess
This
it's
is probably
opportunity.
probably me squealing because I got Taco Bell.
Oh no, Alban went blind.
Hi, Smith. How you doing, buddy?
Sure.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
All right, sorry about that. By the way, you guys want to see the funniest thing in the world right now?
You're in Alban's room?
Yeah, slippers, but no toes.
Those are just called flip flops.
But they're flannel.
Those are just flannel flip flops.
I know.
So, I am going to ask the barkeep, is there anything else you would like or that you are looking for to decorate your bar? Whether it be animal head, monster heads, pelts, anything like that.
And he looks at you and he says, "Well, I can't say that I'm actually out looking for anything right now. Old Bitey there," and he points over to the battle scarred knuckle-headed trout on the wall. I'll repost the image for you guys. He said he was fine. He's brought in quite a bit of
Oh, Smith!
what? Oh no!
Oh, okay,
Smith!
he's back.
Oh, thank God.
He clicked the wrong thing.
He said, old Bitey there, he still brings in a good tale or two. Folks coming to see the knuckle-headed trout that pulled many fisher to their icy depths in Mare de Walden. I mean, the most that I can say is, if you come across anything that, stands out, goblin's head here and there, and an orc, anything orcs is, a dime a dozen, but, you come across anything a little bit more, a little bit more notable, and I might be willing to make a deal with you. Where'd Altman go?
He went into the abyss.
God, that's terrifying. What the shit?
It's like that game Inscription.
Yeah.
He's going to ask, what would you be any interest in an ice devil head?
What's in the... I mean, I can't say that I've ever heard of even an ice devil to say that I would be interested in one.
Really weird bug creature. You know what? Just show him the head, Woo.
Woo's going to show him the ice devil head, and
he looks at it, and like when you pull it out, he's like, ah.
It's just on his wrist, so he like unclips it and just sets it on the.
That's right. He looks at it and he's like, oh no, that thing is disgusting.
We killed this thing too.
What do you show him now?
Huh?
What do you?
Knoll head, I think.
Oh yeah, I got the Knoll head as well. Hey, this is the Knoll Warlord's head.
Well, if I could offer some advice, maybe save some of the other heads for some of the other towns. That way we could, spread our notoriety.
He looks at the Knoll head and he says, "A Knoll Warlord. Yeah, I don't want that anywhere near here. You can get that shit out of here right now." For what it's worth.
That's my pride and joy right there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it will be when the Knolls come feasting for your bones in the middle of the night.
They already tried.
Yeah. Well, they can do quite a number. Yeah, no. You let me know anything that you find out there, and I'll definitely give you a hand, or give you a gold or two if you get something that has a good story with it, because that's the selling point. Folks don't necessarily want to come in here and just see a bunch of dead creatures hanging off the walls. They want to know the stories. They want to know the tales. So we got a Knoll head here, or he says we got a Yeti head here that had killed a dwarf and threatened the lives of 3 others, trying to bring iron to Bryn Shander to arm our folk against the creatures of the dark. Says that's a story. Yeah. So he says, but you bring me anything else that you find that I might be interested in, and he taps the book that he has, and he says, I'll let you know if there's anything I want from it.
Alrighty. Do you by chance have another copy of that book? So I have an idea of what you might be interested from what creatures.
Of this
or
one.
Know where I can get another copy.
Oh. Well, this was this was one that I had gotten some years ago. Fortunately, I don't have another copy of it, and not quite sure where you'd be coming across another one. I've put a lot of my own time and effort into it, but while I was adventuring myself beyond what was already available. And he looks at you and looks down at the book, and he says, well, it's been quite some time since this book's seen any use, so I'll make you a deal here. You bring me back anything interesting that you find, and I'll let you hold on to the book while you're out there doing your thing. You come across anything good, you let me be the first one to have my hand at it.
I can deal with that.
All right. And with that,
Quick, go through the book and seize what it says about a giant white moose.
I'm actually looking at the Ice Devil right now.
oh, is Ice Devil in there?
Ice Devil is actually in there. It's under Devil.
Oh yeah, that would make
That's
sense.
why I didn't. That's why I didn't find it under Ice.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because everything's by category.
Yeah.
What is it? What does it even list? Oh shit, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, there is. I was like,
Fuck.
holy shit.
I actually don't like. I'm gonna have to sit down and read how this is made. Like what you're able, because I mean this would I'm glad I was able to find this. But yeah, we'll dig into this a little bit later.
I am glad you have found this too.
Yeah. I do like it. I like how it's laid out. All right. So, with that, yeah, what do you guys want to do at this point? We're going to say that it is currently about 10 o'clock in the morning. Actually,
Everard
no,
wants to.
we're gonna bump that back. We're gonna bump that back to about 9:30. So you can see that the sun is now just starting to peek across the sky.
Everard wants to go to the church. He wants to see his Arcanist friend.
Oh, you're thinking of Cooper for your little project. I suppose it's a smart idea. We've got daylight. We've got at least a few days to get to Tourmaline. Yeah, this is probably a good opportunity.
And I do want to help him out as well, but I know he said he's always willing to do an experiment, so that's why I wanted to go to him with this project, see if he could think up of anything.
I would very much like to see this interesting.
Oh, fucker.
Yeah, I mean, last time the three of us were in a room, we got Marcus.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a knack for it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, lads, Gerard and I are going to the church to see Copper, at least for a little bit. So, yeah.
Holy fuck.
Do whatever you guys want.
I mean, we're going to have to head out for Tourmaline. Might as well take the opportunity to rest.
Yard and Kyra.
Oh my god, I'm listening to what you guys are saying, but oh my god, this thing I sent Aaron gives ration amounts based on the animal. I don't have to do weight measurements anymore.
Thank God, yes.
A large creature just gives 2d6 days of rations.
2d6 days, holy shit.
Yeah, for one
Yeah.
person.
And
But
he's
still,
got like crag cat meat, he's
I
got
know.
all kinds of shit.
I know. So it's like, the nice thing is that, yeah.
So you get 2d6 days of rations. So that means anywhere from 2 to 12.
Yeah.
So how bad do you fuck up cutting up that animal that you only get 2 days?
Butcher it. Yeah, I'm loving this. Like, I'm gonna spend some time tonight going through this and say, because I'm looking at the Ice Devil now, and those Ice Devil antennae. Oh boy.
Yeah. And how about the
The
mandibles?
mandibles. Yeah. That's
'Cause I think that's
sick.
really all that I have of, and the eyes.
Yeah, you have the head of it. So you would have the mandibles, the antenna, and the eyes. Yeah. This is
What have you done, Lucas?
well, what we got? So okay, so wait, we got Guitar Hero. We got Pokemon. Okay, sorry, Loot Hero. My apologies, Loot Hero. We got Loot Hero. We got Pokemon, and now we got Monster Hunter. Justin just
I'd like to think Groff is like a visual novel.
Okay. Yeah, he's. Oh no! It's what's that one game? Hatful Boyfriend or something like that.
Hot Full Boyfriend, yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
pigeon dating sim. Oh
But
my
walruses.
god. And then and then Smith is Smith is Smith. You know, Smith is the always and eternal.
Yeah. If I still had the casing of the Ice Devil,
Uh-huh.
Lucas, did you see that?
You mean the carapace?
Yeah.
Well, and so that's the thing. Like it says on there, that requires master craftsmen, and that,
It said it can be master
plate-
crafted. Smith
Plate
tools.
armor.
So, Smith, you got some tools?
no, Jesus Christ, can be master crafted using Smith's tools into plate armor that requires attunement and grants resistance to cold, fire, and poison. But while attuned, your speed, it has a curse. While attuned, your speed is reduced by 10 feet. But Mastercraft means that it must be crafted by a PC or NPC who has dedicated themselves to the use of a particular tool or school of magic. For wizard PCs, this means at least level 11. This is unlikely to be a PC, meaning they have to carry the loot into a city to get it crafted. The crafter must spend a number of hours equal to 6 to 10 times the creature's CR using the listed tools to create the new object. And I will say, it was not a CR14. That was a CR5. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. But I would roll like 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'd have to roll like a D10 and then divide that. So 3. So we'd be looking at 8. So it would take 40 hours for that to be created. And on top of that, well, I mean, yeah. So if like you figure, 40 hours, it would be 8 hours a day. You know, as long as he was, but then you'd also be charged. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to
Dude,
looking
I am too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to looking into this a little bit later because I really like the way that this guy laid everything out.
Yeah.
Cool. So, just to get a quick recap, Gerard and Kyra and Groff, you guys were going over,
Copper.
Yeah, you're going back over to, the Shrine of a Monitor to talk to Copper, and that is going to leave Wu and Smith to do what?
I'll go along with them.
Okay. So is Wu just going with them as well?
Is our butcher here or is our butcher in another town?
He's in
he was
Targos. Yep.
Yeah.
Targos? Okay.
I
I'm going to go to
think the jerky would be ready by now if we
I
were
think
allowed
so,
to go in
too.
there.
I'm going to go over to the
And-
butcher's and get this Yeti meat.
Jerked,
Yeah.
filleted.
Wu would be the one to jerk off Yeti meat.
Well, I also have some items to sell too, unless I didn't sell those yet, did I?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The 2 scimitars, leather, and short bow.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Oh, wait. Did you get that from the goblins? No, yeah, you did get that from the goblins. You have not sold that yet because you only just got back. I was thinking of the stuff you got from the orcs at the ambush.
Yeah. No, so I'm going to go to the butcher's, sell that, grab the coin from Groff, and then sell that stuff.
All right. Let me see something here. It was
I'm kind of upset Anola's not on the list.
Oh, really?
At least I'm not seeing it.
No, it's there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's there because Knolls are kind of their own thing because there's like Knoll Pack Lord, Knoll Fang of Yongu. Yeah, just Control F. Look up Knoll. It's on page 48. So,
what the fuck? Control.
yeah, Control
Yeah.
F. And then GNOLL.
What the fuck category do they have them under?
Knoll.
Oh.
They're under their own. It just doesn't have a header. I will give you that. It doesn't have a header. But I think that's I think it's just because it's in alphabetical.
Yeah. Well, no, it's still under G. The fuck was I looking at? That was.
I don't know. I like
I
the
don't
fact that
really
they
know.
have. I love this tattered spear, tattered longbow, tattered chain shirt. Oh my god, I'm gonna be using this all the time for myself. God, anytime you guys are like, I want to loot this orc. All right, cool. You find a tattered great axe. So good. Gotta love homebrew resources.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you are going to sell. I need to see something here. 2d6. Okay. So when you go to just to get yours going through, when you go to the butcher, um, you walk in, you see this large, broad-shouldered man standing there. As you walk in, he's standing in front of a furnace, and he sees you walk in. He says, "Yes, what can I help you with?"
I've got 32 pounds of Yeti meat. Would you be able to turn that into jerky for me?
You know, it's the strangest thing. There's a guy from Targos I was just talking to. He's a good friend of mine. I send correspondence to. He just told me this guy came in with a bunch of crag cat meat. Wanted the same thing. I don't know why I'm doing an Irish accent still. That's Scramsax. I talked to the butcher out in Targos. He's a brother. He's a good friend of mine. We were in our class together. He sent me correspondence the other day. Said folks were out there trying to trade in crag cat meat. It was quite a bit. We wouldn't happen to be the same folk, would you?
Unfortunately, I am.
Oh. I mean, hey, as long as your gold is good.
As good as anybody else's.
Well, yeah, I'll take
At
it.
least I hope.
Say, it's probably gonna take me. It's probably gonna take me a good 5-6 days to get everything prepped and ready. He like, just imagine you with like this giant bag of meat.
So
He's like-
hold on. Let me get this straight. We have one town that we reside as heroes because I befriended a dinosaur. We have one town that I'm a wanted dead man, and there's just like 600 pounds of beef jerky sitting in. We're now on another town wherever we're heroes, and we're about to have another 600 pounds of beef jerky in. It's going to be when we go back to all these towns, we're just going to be like, hey, where's my jerky?
Yeah. So he says, it's probably going to be a few days before I can have everything ready for you. I mean, just to get everything prepped, seasoned, smoked. Looking at a good 10-day.
How long is that?
10
10
days.
Oh.
It's like a week.
About a week.
Yeah, it's a
D&D week.
weekend game. And he can see that you're like contemplating this, and he's like, I'm not trying to pull your leg or anything. He's like, it's Yeti meat. It's super tough. Crag cat, a little bit gamier, not as bad. He's like, but Yeti meat, it's like you're talking about a creature that's, going out hunting and killing, by itself. So it's gonna take a little while because we got to get it tenderized. Otherwise, you're just gonna have chunks of barely cooked meat.
Okay. How much?
Oh, let's get everything ready. Per pound, 2 gold per pound. So, yeah, you said, and he goes over to this scale, very rudimentary, puts the meat in it, and you can see that, obviously the meat's frozen, and he sort of chuckles. He goes, I will say, at least, this, everlast, it's all this ice. I know it's a bit depressing around here, but, at least it keeps the meat fresh.
That
And,
it does.
he throws it in there, and he goes, well, that is, do you keep a scale with you?
I've done this quite often. I have an eye for this now.
Yeah, I mean it's not an ounce over or under. Scary.
Even he can even break down exactly how many grams of protein, how many grams of fat.
Yeah, get yoked. And he says, yeah, it'll be at least 64 gold for the whole lot.
64.
Yeah, 2 gold per pound. He's like, if you don't have that amount, I understand. I can do up to whatever you want.
No, I got it. Can I do half now and then half on pickup?
Uh,
And then just never pick it up like the previous town.
and he stops there and he thinks and he goes, yeah, I'm willing to make that. I mean, if you never pick it up, I can sell it as is, make a nice, pretty gold off of it. But otherwise, yeah, I'm fine with that. So we'll go 32 right now.
All right.
And then you were heading over, and he looks at you and he says, yeah, I'll, depending on where you're at, like I said, I'll hold on to it for as long as, I'll hold on to it for a good 10 day after it's done. So make sure you get back here. Otherwise, after that, I'm going to be selling it myself.
Alrighty. Can you link our what's it, Lucas? Our calendar.
Oh, yeah.
I know you had done it once before, but I don't remember where it was.
Click the pins up in Discord. It's literally the very first one. Would you like me to create an event on that day?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeti meet in Brinshander. There we go. I guess I could have done that on the 9th as well. Because that's when the Crag Cat meet. But there we go. Yeah, Yeti meet in Brinshander.
Yay!
All right, cool. And so you were also going over to the Black Iron Blades to sell your stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What all do you have, and what are you trying to sell?
2 leather. I'm assuming 2 leather armor, 2 scimitars, and 2 short bows.
All right. Two scimitars and 2 short bows.
And I show him the coin that Groff handed me.
Yeah, he looks at you and he says, already trade. He says, already calling in favors.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we all come to that point. All right. Oh, you got a bid here. I'll take the blades and, well, I can take the whole lot, and I'll give you Oh. I'll give you 30 gold for the whole of it. He said these scimitars aren't in the best shape, and these short bows are probably just going to end up getting repurposed into firewood. He said, but the leather's at least in decent condition, and I know my sister will appreciate that.
Horribly off topic, but only because it came across my phone as breaking news. Kellogg's is facing a $5 million lawsuit because there's not enough strawberries in their Pop-Tarts.
Saw that.
Hell yeah.
What the shit?
But yeah, so
that just came across my phone and I found it funny. Continue.
but yeah, so for all of that, he offers you 30 gold, Woo.
I will absolutely take that.
Okay. So he takes the scimitars, puts them up against his workbench, puts the short bows over on another table that has some scraps of wood on it and stuff. And he goes inside. He peeks in the door, and he throws the armor in there, and he goes, "Elsa, got some scraps for you." You hear her scream. You hear her shout out, "Shut the fucking door!" He shuts it, and he says, he looks at you, and he says, "Yeah, you think that by the way that she speaks to me that she might be my wife?"
It's actually my sister.
All right. So while all of this is going on, and we'll say that after that, Woo, you start making your way over to the Temple of the Monitor. But we'll sort of backtrack in time a bit and head over there as the rest of the group is walking in. Inside here, you see Mishon and Copper Knobberknocker. They are both up at the front of the temple. There's only one other person in here who is he's also up the front, and he's kneeling down, and you can see that they're sort of consoling him a little bit, as you can hear some slight sobs coming from his direction.
Oh no!
What do you figure is going on?
I have no idea.
So Michonne and Copper are both trying to
Yeah.
console his man?
Yep.
Everard's gonna just kind of walk up and be like, "What's going on?"
And you see they glance up at you, and Michonne has like a kind of like solemn smile on her face. Copper looks up and sees you, Urard, and he gets a little bit more cheery. You can see this man; he's a human by all accounts, and he says, Michonne says, "Poor Reginald, his well, his son was picked up by a well, and you can see that she's like stumbling with her words, and the man looks up and he goes, he was carried off by some crag cats. Oh, my poor boy.
Crag
It's
cats,
just-
where? We've dealt with crag cats before. We can take care of this.
Oh no, it was quite a ways down in the mountains.
We already have 2 side quests. I don't know if we can manage a third.
Oh, it's just some crag cats.
He says, "Oh no, I appreciate you even considering the thought." Dovahkiin. He says, "I was out there with a small party. We were trying to hunt them down already. Unfortunately, we fell in the boy's hands. And that's all.
Oh.
The winter here is just getting to me. And I feel that turning to the church is all I've got in me."
I wouldn't recommend that.
You see a slight scornful look from Michonne. She says, the temple of a monitor accepts all in their times of need, as we will try and light the way to a better tomorrow. She like kind of is saying this as she's looking at you.
Like, yeah, better tomorrow. You're right. I misspoke.
Yes. And she says, Reginald, take your time. As long as you need, you are welcome to stay here. We will keep you company in your time of need.
Yeah, pamphlet slinging. Never mind.
Well, if it's all right with Copper, we need of his assistance if you could spare a few moments.
Yeah.
Copper pats Reginald on the back, and he goes, "Oh, of course. What is it that you need to talk to me about?"
Possible new invention. He says this very
It might
wearily
be
because
it might be best to discuss it in your lab.
yeah, because as Gerard saying possible invention, he kind of looks up at the priestess and just goes, "Yeah, let's go talk in your lab about it."
And she sort of gives like a weary eye, and she says, "Copper, is this why you asked if you could use the storage closet upstairs for your lab equipment?" And he says, "Well, these folks came around, and well, it's been quite a while since I've gotten into my artificing ways. They have sparked a new interest in me. By the light of Lathander, I seek to build up that flame, let that spark grow wild."
Gerard will just be like, "He's building a better tomorrow, one invention at a time."
And she sort of she pats Reginald on the back, and she kind of shrugs her shoulders, and she says, "Well, I'm not going to complain. He's been a bit more amicable since you lot showed up. I guess if that is a benefit that we will have, I will appreciate it while we have it." And so with that, you see Copper, he starts making his way up to the top of the stairs, where he goes into this much smaller room that has a table right in the center, with his equipment kind of piled up in the corner. And when he gets in there, he turns around and looks at you, and he says, "So, what is it that you are wanting to try?"
Well, Gerard will then pull out the 2 iron ingots and place on the table. We ran into somebody that helped us out a while back, and he had essentially a mechanical companion. It was what beefcake was a flying snake,
It wasn't a flying snake. It was a mechanical.
just a regular snake.
It was a giant. It was technically it was an iron, or no, a steel defender, but it was a giant metal snake.
Okay, he had a mechanical metal snake essentially, and I know that you helped us with Marcus and whatnot, so I was thinking maybe by chance we could make a metal companion of my own, and who's better qualified than you?
You said that he had a metal snake.
Correct.
Was he a gnome?
Was he a
Yes.
gnome?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
He went by the name of Ravenchuck.
Oh, Ravenchuck.
Oh no!
That
I've sparked a
motherfucker.
feud between 2 inventors.
It has been some time since I've heard that name. What the hell is he up to nowadays?
Chilling.
Well,
He's been studying up on this Shardolin stuff that's been around in the Dale. I presume a man of your caliber is probably aware of that kind of thing.
Yes, I'm aware of the Chardolin. I mean, it's a workable material, to say the least, but it's... Jever, it's the same reason you don't sit there and fiddle with mercury. I don't know why I keep going to Irish accent. He says,
doing dwarves all night so far.
I know, I'm doing... Well, I mean, that's it. It's like, that should even be more Scottish. But he says, it's why you don't go messing around with mercury. It drives you mad. Mad as a hatter. Chardollin's the same thing. It'll drive you mad if you mess with it too long. Doesn't surprise me that someone of Ravenchuck's caliber is out there trying to figure out ways to bend it. No, I know of him, and I know of his Steel Defender. Those Viper God. They were...
Looked like just like a giant metal snake to me.
Well, yes. Those in the Viper God, they were given those Steel Defenders. I mean, it might be hard to tell, but as I had brought up before, and he sort of like, looks at Kyra and Gerard. He says, as I mentioned before, part of my time's artificing, I was member of the Azit, and we had engineers all across the realm, but a group of them that would go out into the battlefields, and they used their metal snake defenders. The Viper God is... but Ravenchuck, he was a crafty bastard. I'm just surprised to hear that name. It's been so long. But neither here nor there. Mustn't let my emotions get the better of me.
So you don't approve of him trying to work with Chardolin?
There's a lot of reasons why I don't agree with trying to work with Chardolin. Again, the thing is, those who have tried it has driven them mad. They lose all sense of themselves. They claim they hear voices. They start to perform strange rituals. They become bestial by nature. It is a dangerous situation messing with that stuff, and, I mean, the worst thing that can happen is should it fall into the wrong hands. As for Ravenchuck, I would trust him half the time.
I was going to say, it almost seemed like you two had a feud going or something of that nature.
He's a conniving prick sometimes. He's good at what he does, but sometimes what he does is steal other people's inventions.
But anyway, about this project Gerard wants to start.
And he looks at you, looks at these two pieces of iron.
This
says,
would be technically your own original invention.
If you are looking to get a Steel Defender like one of the Iron Vipers, one of the Viper God, I would not be able to make something nearly as sophisticated as that with what you have brought me.
It doesn't have to be exactly like his. Like I said, it's whatever you can provide, and it would be your own invention. I'm letting you get free reign.
But I mean, Gerard needs to use it.
Yes.
Well,
I just figured since you helped us with Marcus here, and you enjoy doing that so much, I was curious if you would be able to help me again and maybe get some fun in the process again.
All right. I'll see what I can cook up. Jared, I'm going to send you that same picture that I know I sent you before. But I need you to pick one.
I know, I need to pick which one.
Yeah, what I was going to say is If you want,
Because I have to.
if you want, you can pick. Otherwise, I can roll a d6.
Yeah, because I have to pick the appearance and what it has.
Well, appearance is fully up to you, but
That's true.
I'm saying the modular design. So,
Yeah. Give
So, like-
me a moment, because if I recall, I think I was gonna go with the ranged one, so it wasn't so. I gotta go with a module design.
I'm just gonna roll a d6 just to see. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh wait. Did you get my message shared?
Oh wait, nope.
Yep. Look at Discord. Cool. All right. So you see, um, uh,
Yeah, because then that would give it the.
Yep.
Because it would already have slam, but that would give it the charge ability. Wouldn't it? Or no? Because it
No.
would.
No.
Yeah, you're
That's-
correct. But that's still, I'll take that because then it can still.
Sure. Okay. So you guys, you see Gerard hands Copper these few pieces of iron, and he starts going through some of the stuff that is laying about in his room. And after a few minutes, you kind of see him like dive into all this stuff. He pulls out what looks like a set of, or what looks like a giant clock, as well as two glass orbs.
Hey,
And-
Lucas.
Yeah.
Instead of that one, like keep the idea, but instead of giving it the ability to fly, I'll message real fast.
Okay. Oh.
And I'll just kind of have it more or less kind of perched for the most part or of that nature.
Okay. Oh wait. Here.
Unless you think there's a better design. Because I'm open for interpretations. Because keep in mind, I did tell him I'm giving him free reign, so more or less I'm allowing you to have suggestions as well. I can live with that.
Cool. All right. So Copper starts going through a bunch of stuff that he has in his room. Like I said, he takes these two iron ingots and he sets them down on the table, digging through a bunch of stuff, and he pulls out this clock, and he sets it down there, and he goes back in, comes back out, grabs these two glass orbs, and he goes back in and he pulls out this thing that almost appears to be like a little like metal pipe. And he says, well, I think I can make something work from all this. It is going to take me some time. And I'm probably going to need to go and get some materials. But, yeah, I think if you give me a few days, I can put something together for you. I'm gonna say I'm gonna need at least about at least 15 gold though, because I'm going to need a lot more materials. I'm gonna need to go get some. Oh, I'm gonna need some spellcasting components.
I'm willing to provide 15 gold. Erard will open up that pouch that he was given and take 15 gold pieces out. Like this,
Alright.
this would be a huge help. And like I said, I'm letting you work your craft.
Yes. This will be. Yes. Oh, it will be quite some time now. And you see that he starts like muttering to himself. He's like, well, I must go and gather some supplies. But, like I said, give me, I'd say give me half a 10-day. I should have it ready for you by then.
Okay.
And you
Good
see,
to me.
You see this almost giddy look on his face. And he goes over and he grabs a piece of paper. And you can see that he starts sketching something out on the paper that
Octopus.
yeah.
Shit, how did you know?
But what it looks like is as he's sketching this out, is that it starts to
Platypus.
no. You see he's actually very quick with his drawing, but it kind of ends up looking like that.
Penis.
And you see this, like, you know, like I said, you see this joy and this spark in his eye, and he's like, it is so fun to do this again.
Well, if we get any other projects or magical items or so forth, we'll come to you.
Yes, please. If you find anything out and about, I would gladly enjoy working with magic again. As much as it has been a joy following in the light of Lathander, the light of innovation is quite bright as well. All right. So what do you guys want to do at that point?
I'm assuming we walked out of the room, and this is probably where Erard will look to the group and be like, I think as payment for him helping me, I don't know if you guys agree, referring to everybody that was there with me, which I think was Kyra, Groff, and Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, do you guys want to go check on his friend that he told us about? And maybe if it's heading towards the same direction as the Crag Cats and the White Moose, we can essentially make our names bigger here.
Oh, just saying.
Crag Cats was just not a thing? Okay.
Yeah, they found the boy's hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. I missed that part.
Which I don't personally understand how you can identify somebody just by their hands.
What, you never seen a palm reader?
He had what's that one condition? Vitiligo.
Marfan syndrome.
Jazz hands.
No.
We found his hands just in the snow doing jazz hands the whole time.
No, he has this kid had a very in this world
Basically,
a rare condition of
you wouldn't see Corporal Tunnel.
I would recognize my boy hands anywhere. I got carpal tunnel from all the chores I made him do. Raking up all the snow. What, rake? Yeah, I thought I'd build character. All right. So,
But yeah,
we'll
I
see-
think
Oh yeah, good.
I do agree with you, Yarad, that we should probably make our way up to Tourmaline. Maybe even stop by our hideout on the Dwarven Valley area.
Yeah.
Because
It's
it's been
the-
a couple days. Those
and it's
dragons
the-
are probably pretty hungry. Luckily, Wu here has been hoarding a lot of beets, right?
Oh no, we don't have to worry about that because we bullshitted our way through that of leaving Ravenchuck there to take care of the dragons.
okay.
Yeah, Ravenchuck and the Doc are both back there.
And worse comes to worse, the dragons
Characters-
just eat the doctor. But yeah, we can easily take a stop by there, whatnot, and venture up there, see
there is the
about that
matter of-
white moose and his friend.
There is the matter of Targos, though. I don't think we should enter. We should probably cut around it, right?
I for my own safety, I prefer we go around it.
She unfurls the map she has, and well, we could probably cut through some wilderness, just pretty much head straight north and get back onto the trail. Maybe even encounter, hopefully, maybe even past those ruins where we encountered that giant, and where he summoned that dragon.
I didn't summon it by choice.
What are you speaking Draconic? But whatever.
I,
That's neither here nor there.
that was a very terrifying moment for me as well, just so you are aware.
Well, you see, I think we can handle a little bit of wilderness, at least until we get to the roads. What do you fellows think?
See, why not? We took
much
on a
head-
Yeti.
Pretty much head north out of here, and then hopefully a little bit towards the west, and then get back onto the road, and then follow it up to Tourmaline.
Sounds good to me.
All right, do me a favor and tell me again what your path plan is.
We have to go around Targos. That's our path plan.
Give me a second. Give me a second to pull this up because I need to be able to see this map to reference it. Oh, damn.
So, Lucas, out of pure curiosity, what did you roll?
I rolled a 3, so that would have been wheels.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh shit! No way.
I made a quick and dirty thing. I'm gonna post Kyra's proposition in the Discord chat of the
Okay.
route.
You just got to remember, we got to make the left at Albuquerque.
Right.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Pretty much something like this. Oh my god, I downsized it a lot. It's still like 2.5 megabytes.
There we go.
The orange, obviously.
It would literally be a little bit of wilderness to get on the road just to make sure we don't ever set foot in Targos.
Yeah.
All right. So
We can survive that.
So your plan is to go out and up and around.
Something like that.
Yes.
I mean, part of it's going to rely on some of our frontiersmen's guidance. Like if maybe there's some rough terrain that we should avoid or something like that.
Oh, so you guys aren't following the road at all. You're just going straight north to
Through the
find
wilderness to get to the road.
to get to the road.
Yeah, like I said, with hopefully with some guidance from Groff and Smith and whoever. Maybe going more towards the west if necessary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we're trying to avoid Targos as much as possible and try not to get close to it because, you know,
Wanted
there's
by
a
the-
mafia that wants me dead.
Yeah.
I should have known. As soon as that snake started speaking Russian, I should have known I was part of the Russian mob.
I said we go to Targos.
Smith's like, we should go to Targos. Wu has meat there.
I do have meat there, and it's ready.
And my cloak is there, but I think it still needs another day.
I'm pretty sure. I'm actually pretty sure that your cloak would be done.
I know it was like 2 or 3 days, and I marked it down one day when we finished that long rest. When we started.
I mean,
this session.
if we go to Targos, I'm definitely going to be in hiding and not leaving a building and
Well,
the whole
that
thing.
is something else. If we really need to get to Targos for the turkey and get my fancy new cloak, I wait a minute, hold that thought. I want to make sure I actually have this because I don't remember if I do. I do have it. Yerod, I do have. Well, so it could be considered disguise kit. I could change your appearance. I usually mostly used it on myself when I was doing shows back in the Sunset Mountains, but I could try applying it to somebody else. Make you look
I
like
mean,
I don't know, like an elf or something.
it might work because I didn't have Marcus when we were in Targos, so and Neoguri can easily change his shape and size.
You might have to change
Something
your
Mafia
clothing.
because your snake
Huh?
died.
What's that?
Oh
What's that,
yeah,
Smith?
that's why I'm wanted because the snake is dead and the snake is worth a lot of gold, like as much as a warship, I believe.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said.
Something like that.
Sure.
How much is a warship worth?
Like 50,000 gold.
One snake.
You can take them
Yeah,
off.
we looked it up just in pure curiosity, and I think it was like 1,500 gold or something.
It's 25,000.
Oh God.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I'm wanted in Targos, but we could essentially change my appearance. Neoguri can shapeshift and polymorph into a smaller medium humanoid.
he can do that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think
I'll
we
go
might have
ahead and gesture as Neoguri proceeds to do it because it's literally one of his abilities of shape changer.
Yeah. Yeah, so you see Niyagiri, he's oh fuck, where the fuck is Tanuki on here? There it is. You see he's standing there and he transforms and he just as he does, his form kind of like pulls in from this raccoon dog, rocket raccoon looking creature, to that of like this scruff, like curly hair, like or not a curly, but like scraggy haired boy wearing the same clothes and all.
Yes.
But just no longer looks like a Tanuki.
Yeah, his clothes and whatnot stays the same.
Wow. Well, I feel a little bit more comfortable with this idea if you're up for a little bit of a disguise, Yerod. I also got some costumes that might be able to fit.
I'm willing to risk it. I'm just hoping that he doesn't remember any of your guys' faces, especially as he turns to Groff, the man that almost burnt down his palace.
Well,
I have no recollection of the events in question.
We are in Icewind Dale. We could just say you perished.
That's fair enough as well. All right.
You know, I'm
It's
feeling
worth
more
a
comfortable with
shot.
this. If you fellas are up to go back to Targos,
It's
That
worth a
way I-
shot. I'm willing to.
and I can get my cloak, and Wu can get his turkey, I think we can make it work.
So I guess we're going through Targos.
Okay.
As
So-
Lucas is planning how Auror's going to die.
All right. So, with that, you guys start to take the path from
Well-
Bryn Shan. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I figure you're right. You should put on this disguise. I should give you a disguise now. That way we won't have to worry about it out in the wilderness.
Agreed. And
And she'll pull out the 3 costumes she has. Would you like the one that's like sparkly and purple, or like the red and yellow, or green and blue?
I'll go with the red and yellow.
Excellent choice.
All right.
There's
Kyra,
a
go.
fire
But all-
festival. Had it manufactured just for such an occasion. It was known as the Fire Festival, but it failed miserably and never occurred.
You know, all these evokers and like sun druids and light clerics, they all wanted to come together, and it was just the worst event ever.
Yeah, the man who was going to start it, he said, "Let's just do it to be legends," and it just never happened.
Oh my God, that's amazing. All right. So, Kyra, I need you to make a check with your proficiency.
Is this for the disguise kit?
This is because this allows
Okay.
you to because
Okay, I got all kinds of prosthetic and makeup in here. What would you like to try to pass off as? Elf? Maybe be a little bit risky and be like a tiefling.
I think elf might be the safer bet.
Oh, a little bit boring, but okay. I obviously couldn't do something like a goblin or an orc or an Aarakocra, but yeah, have your way.
Yeah.
Proficiency check D20, yes?
Yep, D20 plus 2.
Okay. It's a 9 total.
Okay.
Fuck.
So I'm gonna say that this is the first time that you've tried to make a costume while up here in Icewind Dale. A lot of your cosmetics have, unbeknownst to you, frozen a little bit. So you have taken the time to try and thaw them out, like your
I
foundation.
try to put on like the fake ears and they're like freezing.
Yeah, they're freezing. The glue on them, the tack is kind of hard and crusty. So you're doing everything you can. You know, you're casting prestidigitation to like warm them up.
I did not expect my kit to be susceptible to the cold.
It's fine. At least we're trying.
At the very least, I can supplement with minor illusion, if need be.
And if I truly do need to get out of a risky situation, I can teleport away.
All right, so
Just put the hood over your head and wound it real tight.
Will do. I'll basically have Neoguri be my eyes and ears, because I can do that too.
I mean, so here's the thing. You guys are going to be traveling for about 3 hours. From Bryn Shander to Targos.
Right.
You're traveling at a good time of day to be starting to make your way, because it was about 11 o'clock. So you're bundling up. You got this disguise on, Gerard, and you guys make your way out of Bryn Shander back west, following the path that leads to Targos. And right as you get, just outside of the town, you guys see a small blockade.
Oop,
Oh my
hold on.
goodness.
I got to
Okay.
remove the polar bear. Okay, continue.
You see a few folks standing around. They have a tent set up off to the side. There's some crates set up on the road that is blocking the path, that would be wide enough to block the progression of any kind of caravan or anything like that.
Mhm.
You see some folks standing around. Like I said, it's been about 3 hours, so it is currently 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is starting to the twilight is starting to end, and it's starting to get back to darkness. As you see these guys, they all have these wind-kept lanterns set up around this area. And
I want to whisper to Groff, if they speak in a Ruski accent, open fire.
Fucking commies, man.
Remember, no Russian.
Remember, Russian.
um,
Oh, God.
here we go. We'll set.
The
The
most
D&D
criticized part
the
of
D&D
that
equivalent
game.
would be like, remember, no infernal.
Yeah, really. Oh, didn't mean to scale that. Just meant to move it. So yeah, it's not hard to see this place. As there are, like I said, there are folks standing around. But they're definitely, you can actually see a group of people, with a wagon just ahead of you. As I don't have it on here, so let's. Oh, literally don't. Oh, wow, this is gonna be a really creepy looking wagon. But there it
Couldn't
is.
have it any other way.
Yeah. So you see, there's a few folk there. They have this wagon. It's got a singular horse attached to the front of it, and you see these folk move these crates out of the way as they let them through, and then they move the crates back into place as the wagon pulls away. What do you guys do? They definitely see you. Assuming Kyra has her loot light going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ask if they need assistance.
Okay.
Is that what Wu's doing? Is that?
That's what Wu's gonna ask.
Oh.
Are you all
Okay.
going up with Wu as he goes to ask this?
I will.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So, you guys make your way up. You see all these guys standing around, and as you get closer,
Are
what's that?
they holding weapons?
You don't see. I mean, they're all very bundled up. You don't see anything immediately, but you do see that. There appears to be what looks like some supplies up in this tent to the north. So as you guys get closer, Wu, you what do you do or say?
I'm assuming as he was walking up, he can kind of see what they're loading onto the cart.
Oh no, they're not loading anything onto the cart that was going along. This is a blockade.
Oh,
Right.
They were letting the wagon through. And you guys kind of saw like the telltale end of what looked to be, them like looking through the wagon, opening up some bags and stuff like that.
I guess I misunderstood that. I thought they were loading up.
Oh
a
yeah,
wagon.
sorry.
So we're just gonna ask them who they're looking for.
As you get up, you see these guards. They step out in front, and the one looks at you and he says, "We're." He kind of like looks over your entire party. He says, "We're on alert. There's a criminal that escaped from Targos a few days ago. We had belief that they might be trying to re-enter the city or the town at some point. So we're just verifying identifications. We're making sure that folk are coming into town for standard issue reasoning.
Oh, that's very fair.
So he kind of looks at all of you and says, "Okay, so what we got? 6 and looks to be a cat." All right, so a few questions for all of you. What exactly is your business here in Targos today?
I'm here to pick up some meat.
And I am here to see a tailor.
I am not up to anything nefarious at all.
Arizavir, the tailor.
Uh-huh. And there's almost like you see, like they're all kind of bundled up. It is kind of hard to tell exactly facial expressions, but the one that is talking to you, he's just kind of like, you can see like almost like a snide glare in his eyes when Groff says that, and he says, "Have you when was the last time you folks were in Targos?"
I believe it was about 4 days ago? 3 days ago? 3 days ago.
Been a little while.
Thought it was a lot longer than that, honestly. But what do I know? Feels like months.
Everard's just not saying anything. He's just here with his small child as Kyra's assistant for musical performances and his pet cat that his child wanted.
So as I see. So, oh shit! Actually, I just realized I have you guys on the wrong. I have you guys on the wrong day.
God damn it.
Yeah, I forgot to
Oh,
bump
yeah.
you. I forgot to bump you ahead today to the 11th. That's all.
Oh, now we're on the 11th.
Yeah, you're on the 11th.
For level 11?
No.
No?
I just kind of realized that. I was like, yeah, you guys long resting today would have been the 11th.
Right.
I'm still gonna keep the Yeti meet on Bryn Shander on the 20th.
Okay.
So, no big deal for that. So they look at you. Says, "Okay, 3 days ago. So, what business did you have in Targos when you were here last?"
Well, we were last here because we rescued Mr. Garrett. He was on the expedition. And we were escorting him back to Targos.
I see. Well, I guess my next question would be, how long do you plan on staying in Targos?
Oh, probably only a couple hours.
Just a few hours. Enough time where we can pick up our equipment and move on.
Indeed.
3 or 4
We're-
days,
We're
tops.
trying to,
Shut
we're
up,
trying
Groff.
to make, we're trying to make our way to the Lonely Wood.
Oh, heading all the way to Lonelywood, I see. All right. So what I want is
No.
what I want is
Everard's purposely being quiet during this whole thing.
I need Kyra and Wu to both make persuasion checks. I need Gerard to make a deception check, and I'll give you advantage. And I also need Groff to roll a deception check.
Can I have advantage?
No.
No.
One's 12. Don't fuck this up, Groff.
I already fucked it up.
I could have done worse.
I rolled a nat 20, so they have no idea who the hell I am.
I'm the fucking. They're gonna see me as lying.
I mean, I have a backup plan, worst case scenario, but
Did they even tell us who they're set the blockade for?
Criminal.
Yeah, the criminal escape targets, and
because the only issue is my backup plan is voice component.
This guard, who is he's right here. He looks at you, Kyra, and he says, "Is Kyra about the same height as Gerard?"
I have Kyra. Hold on, I have specific.
I don't think I ever set a
Kyra-
specific height for Gerard.
Kyra is 4 feet 9
Oh.
inches,
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
like-
Gerard is 5'10".
which is like
Okay, yeah.
slightly
Yeah.
shorter than average for Aarakocra, I think.
He sort of looks across your entire group, and he says, "Now the problem that I have with all of this is we were informed that this criminal would likely be traveling with a dwarf and a bird folk."
Don't see any dwarfs, do you? Can I do another deception check?
And he says, "So the fact that there is a dwarf and a bird folk amongst the mitts here. Now the issue that I have," and he starts to, as he's saying this, he starts to like circle the group. "Now the issue that I have with this is that the description we got of this criminal was of a young boy, roughly 18 years old, and that he was traveling with a small monkey."
Oh wow, they didn't even know it was a magical raccoon dog.
Jared, when he says that, how would Niyagiri react? Would Niyagiri be offended?
He would probably most definitely be offended, but thank God he can't speak common is all I'm gonna say.
You just see like Niyagiri like gritting his teeth, and like kind of like snarling his nose a bit.
Yeah, he would definitely be offended because I was gonna say, keep in mind, Lucas, his personality trait is childish.
Yeah.
So he would definitely be offended by that.
He's like Niyagiri's like standing in the back like nah. And so he looks at all of you and he says, "So you two," and he points to Kyra and he points to Groff. He says, "Before we can allow you folks to continue on your day, I need the two of you to step over here and answer another question."
Okay.
And so
I comply.
he gestures over to this tent.
Encampment.
Can we still see them if they go into the tent?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm using the more or less telepathic bond I have since he's a familiar and whatnot. I'm essentially just going to be like, just in case if things get hairy, get rescue ready.
Nice rhyme.
You're welcome.
All right. So when you guys enter into there, um, you guys see on the ground, there is a rug that is unfurled out, and
Copyright.
no, and it has it has a design on it, but something. I want you both to roll an Arcana check.
Oh man, low rolls today.
That with advantage?
That was.
Oh no!
Oh, it really
wait,
was.
No, absolutely not.
What?
I got my hopes up for a
Sorry,
second.
I was like, wait, what? No.
Oh no! It's Sound of Truth.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Let's see something here. Bada bing, bada bizzle.
I walk in the tent. I guess I am a dwarf.
God damn it!
God damn it, Justin.
This is where Groff
Yeah.
just looks at him. You all ever fucked a walrus?
So you see this carpet unfurled, and he says, sir,
Oh, sorry, we didn't learn anything with our Arcana check.
no, neither one of you.
Okay.
I mean, okay, I will say this. Kyra, you can at least tell that this kind of resembles an arcane circle. But Gruff, he looks at you and he says, sir, if you would not mind, please step onto the carpet inside the circle.
I guess I would have no reason to not comply, so.
Yes, if you are innocent, you have no reason to argue.
I will step in the circle.
Okay.
With this mug full of oil.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, I'm terrible at those.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
11, I win.
Give me 1 second.
Does he win?
Just remember,
Well.
if it's Sound of Truth, you are not compelled to tell the truth. You can word it around the truth.
And so he looks at you. You feel this strange feeling overcome you. And
it's like gas.
And he says, he looks at you and he says, no.
Oh.
I just have another question for you.
Aye.
The criminal that we are looking for. He was a young boy, and he was traveling around with some kind of monkey creature, as I said, and he was spotted with a bird folk and a dwarf. Are you the dwarf in question?
I have not traveled with a monkey creature boy. True.
It's true. And he sort of looks at you and he says, Have you seen anyone that matches this description of the young man who is traveling with the creature?
I've never seen a young man with that kind of creature.
And
Hooray for becoming pathological liars.
so,
No, we're not lying.
No, you're not.
so the last question that last question I have is that person that I described prior traveling with you today?
As I said, I've never traveled with someone with a monkey creature.
You may step off.
Pretty sure it was gas. Which I said in the zone of truth, so it must be true.
And then he looks over at you, Kyra, and he says, "Miss, could you please step onto this carpet as well?
Of course.
I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw."
Oh, for love, fuck. What's with these sevens today?
I know.
Ugh.
You feel the same compulsion of just this one desire to tell the truth. And he looks at you and he says, "Okay. As I said, we are looking for a criminal that is described as a young man who is traveling with a small, wild creature as a companion.
That's not what you asked me.
He was last seen traveling with a dwarf and a bird folk."
Euchre is not a wild creature, he's a fae.
Now,
He's domesticated.
do you know
He's
how
litter trained.
Do you know how uncommon bird folk are in this region?
No, I do not know.
I have lived here my entire 40 years and have never once met a bird folk. I've heard of the Kenku, I've heard of the Aarakocra. I have never laid my eyes upon one until this day. And it just so happens that you are traveling with a sizable group and a dwarf. So, my question, are you traveling with the criminal that we are looking for?
I don't know. Wait, what was the question again?
Are you traveling with the criminal that they are looking for?
No.
Technically, I was going to say, as long as Kyra knows,
She
Erard's just wanted by
she
them.
doesn't know that they're calling Yara a criminal.
Yeah, the Mafia just wants him.
So, you have no knowledge of this person who was, as described, roughly 17, 18 years old, who was traveling with a small monkey-like companion.
Correct.
What really brought you to Targos today?
To pick up a cloak from Arizivia. Well, I suppose purchase because I still owe 18 gold on it, but it should be ready.
Well, I appreciate your time. And he steps out from the tent, sort of like escorting you out. And he looks at all the others. And he nods. And you see these ones, they grab the barrels. And they start moving them out of the way. And the guard looks at you, Kyra, and he says, I'll have someone check in on a Rizavir. Just to, make sure that your purchase went well. And that he wasn't trying to scam you or anything.
Oh, I'd appreciate that.
And he nods, and you guys are able to walk through the blockade.
Hold on, I got to roleplay as Kavarda for this brief moment of him just very loudly. Phew! I'm so glad that worked, guys. We got past that with that.
That would be the case. Oh my god!
It took everything in me to not just be like, when he was like, "Do you know the criminal we're looking for?" To be like, "Oh, you mean Gerard? Yeah, no, he's right."
No, that's whatever. You should have just been like, there was this weird looking doctor a while ago.
God. All right.
We at least knew he was considered a wanted criminal because he killed a very important person or committed malpractice.
So, they, as you guys step through, you see that they give, they give you this nod as you start walking away, and you guys make your way over to Targos.
I imagine as we get far enough away, Neoguri probably turns around, sticks his tongue out, and everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as you guys get to Targos...
Real quick, did I do that all right? I feel like I cheated.
Why?
I don't know.
So the thing is that they don't have the clearest description of Gerard.
Right.
Mostly the reason why I'm giving it to you is because you guys played into the fact that you were going off of their description of him.
Yeah.
Which was the whole reason why I said it was like a monkey creature, because they don't know what a tanuki is.
Right.
Now, if they said magical raccoon dog,
I mean, if you're okay with it, then all right.
Yeah, no, I felt you guys did well enough. The main reason why I had you guys do it is because you were the ones that
persuasion.
Yep, and the fact that you were the two that were there with Gerard.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
When you guys were in the office.
Yeah.
Not that the others weren't around and did eventually show up, but it was
the only true inscription that they could have personally picked out for Gerard is the mark that he has on his back of Calyrax, but the group doesn't know about that mark anyways.
Right. So, but yeah, you guys are able to get up to the gates of Targos. Like I said, it is dark at this point in the day. It is 2:00 now. So where are you guys heading? Or are you just heading over to Arizavir's, getting the meat, and then skedaddling?
Pretty much that,
meat
I think.
Cloak.
I would ask who wants to go with me to get my cloak. Real quick though, the whole time I was like, okay, how can I spin this? And I was going to be like, I was expecting a question like, are you traveling with Gerard or something? I would be like, yeah, I am traveling with Gerard. First of his name, this elven-born lad. That's what I was going to try to play off as. I was like, I was anticipating that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't have to do that because I probably wouldn't have worked.
Right. All right. So are you guys splitting up to go and grab these things, or are you just heading together?
I think faster just split up.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Kyra. I am the traveling elf assistant that is currently not speaking. We are currently Penn and Teller.
or I was gonna be like, what? No, his name is Daraj or something.
Just reversing.
Yeah.
No, his name is Jared.
His name's Jared Camp. All right.
I wouldn't
so-
talk to him right now. He's suffering from a bit of
His
depression.
name's Garage Pimac.
Matt. All right. So yeah, you guys head over to we'll say Woo. I imagine maybe Woo Smith and Groff heading over to the butcher.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Woo, you are
We'll
able
meet-
to.
We'll
Okay.
meet back at the gates, right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Or the gate that's leading
Aye.
to the road out.
Like, just make sure you bring the criminal Gerard with you and his little monkey boy.
Who?
Don't say that.
I was gonna say if you even say monkey boy, I 100% intended on Neo Guri using slam against you
Nice.
because he would have definitely just knowing that it's you, he would have definitely hit you.
Well, I would have shot him right between the eyes.
All right. So we'll say Groff, Woo, and Smith. You guys head over to the butcher. As you walk in, Woo, you see the butcher standing there behind the counter. And he sees you, and he says, I was wondering when you were gonna show up. I finally got this crag meat going for you.
Jerked.
We got a little held up other places. Gave your buddy over in Brinshander 32 pounds of Yeti meat.
Yeti meat.
The fuck are you coming across that kind of Yeti meat?
Multiple Yetis.
Damn lunatics out there in the fields killing again. Well, I guess that's one less of them to go after any of the folks.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's done. Shit. I legitimately forget how much you owe.
Do I owe any? Didn't I pay that one?
I think
Prior?
actually no. I think you did. I think you paid him ahead of time.
Yeah, because his wasn't like 64
Yep.
gold.
Yeah. Yep. That is true. All right. So yeah, he looks at you and he says, all right, here you go, 16 pounds of jerked cragcat meat.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that to keep things simple, I kind of want to convert that to rations, but I think I'll talk to you about that later.
That's kind of what I was going to ask you. I was like, do you just want to do that into rations?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it that way. Let's just convert that straight to rations.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm good with that. And then we'll figure out something for the Yeti because I know it was 32 pounds, and we'll figure out something for that as well. So yeah, and then we'll once you guys get in and out of there, we'll cut over to Gerard and Kyra going into a Rizvir shop. As you guys enter, you see the you see the young human apprentice there, Mouthin, as he sees the two of you walk in, and he says, "Oh, hey, oh man, am I
Greetings.
glad to see you."
Oh, likewise. Been a couple days. Is the cloak ready?
It absolutely is.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I put everything into this that I could. So what do you think? And he goes back into the back and he comes out with this it looks like a thick feathered almost like a boa around a set of armor, and there are these like Yeti furred coated back patches that have small little clips on them that will allow you to clip them to your wings to keep your wings warm.
Yes. Oh, this is amazing.
I'm so glad you like it. I wanted to come up with something a little bit special for you. So tell me what you think. And he puts it. He goes and he he's like, "Here, let me help you put it on."
Oh, sure. She'll take off the other cloak.
And he puts this on you, and he goes, "Oh yes, it looks perfect." Oh shit. Where is this? Wait a second. Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
Oh, there it is.
Ooh.
He says, "Yeah. So, the thing is, I got really lucky. Um, it was about a day after you had left. I came across something. I was wanting to make this as best as I could. So what I did is I was able to imbue this scarf with some glowworm threading, some glowworm silk. So what you can do is, and he says, all you have to do is give it a little bit of a ruffle, and it'll start to glow, whatever color. So for what it's worth, what this is your you can make your outfit, you can make your armor to be any color that you want. And on top of that, you can also have it be as you wish, affected by the light cantrip.
Nice.
Malcolm, this is absolutely amazing.
And he gets this huge smile on his face when you say that.
Oh, this is well worth the price and more, and she'll hand over 25 gold.
He smiles and he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you came by, and glad I was able to work on this. Arizavir, he helped me make it. This was part of my apprenticeship. This is gonna be my standing piece. I'm really happy that you came in when you did."
As am I. I can't wait to break it in.
And he has a smile, and you hear from the back this quiet cough, and you hear a weak voice back there that says, Mouthin, bring me my medicine." And Mouthin looks over at you guys, and he says, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I gotta go back there. Rizavir, unfortunately, he came down with a bit of a sickness the other morning, so gotta go give him some medicine. Trying to make sure he gets his rest."
What happened? I mean,
I'm not sure. He the other day he became really lightheaded, got pretty dizzy, pretty flush, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on with him. I talked to one of the fishers down at or one of the folks down at the Three Flags Sailing, who's good with medicine, and he's not exactly sure what's going on, but trying to keep him warm, and he gave us some medicine that will hopefully warm up his insides. But yeah, just fingers crossed, I guess. I'm good with a needle and thread. Unfortunately, I'm not good with medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not either. Unfortunately, the doctor I know of is currently indisposed. But I know one thing, at least, that could hopefully at least lift his spirits, and she will cast Healing Word on Erisavir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll say that you take a step back there. You see a Reservoir laying there on this
5
bed.
hit points.
Um,
So heal him maxed out.
oh yeah. So yeah, you see him. He's laying there, and he has this blanket pulled up to him, and he sees you, and he says, "Oh, hello. It's good to see you again. I apologize for the state that I'm in." And he coughs a few times. And when you cast this spell,
6 feet away.
yep, you maintain 6 feet. You see that he starts to brighten up a bit. And he says, my chest is starting to clear up a bit. I feel a little bit better there. Well, I can't say that it's all gone, but definitely feel like I got a little bit of my strength back. Thank you, young lady.
Oh, what the power of music can't do.
Yes. Well, I quite appreciate that. If you ever look into well, shoot. He sort of gets his pride step. He says, if anything happens to me again, I know who to call.
I will try to enter that call. But in the meantime, your apprentice here, he is a very good apprentice.
Oh, I
His
am very
cloak is
proud of
amazing.
Malthan. I'm very proud of it. I see that you're wearing his standing creation. It is a beautiful piece, and that glowworm thread that is in there. That's he's a boy genius, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Well,
But is there anything else I can do for your sickness? Like, nothing mentioned talking to some other medicine men, but
well, there's a gentleman up in here. Oh shit, I forget if I actually ever gave him a name. I don't think I did. There's a medic up in town. He's concocting me up some small potion of sorts. Haven't been able to he hasn't been able to get the ingredients that he's needing yet, but he is well making it. He's well making an effort. So, but I appreciate the offer. It is you do not need to worry about me. But I will say that whatever that little ditty you played there, it definitely did help.
But I'm glad. Looking out for each other is what we need to do in dangerous environments like these.
That's it. It's times at the Dale that we need people like yourself willing to go around and help those in need. Well, now that I'm feeling a bit chipper, I might take the walk over to the man myself.
No, you should rest for a little bit. I'll go see if there's anything he needs, and if there's anything I happen to have that he could use.
I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you, young lady.
Come on, Yarad, let's go. Oh, I mean, Daraj.
Your silent companion follows.
Yeah. So you guys are heading over to where the medic is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr.
As you guys
Borenstein.
Huh?
Dr. Borenstein.
Borenstein, yeah, there you go. So you head in there, and you see this gnome standing behind the counter, and he says, "Greetings. What can I help you with?"
Yes, I understand you're attempting to create potions for Mr. Erisavir for his illness.
Yes.
I was coming by on. Sorry, go ahead.
He's got a bit of a cold, a bit of a sickness in the lung.
I was just stopping by on his behalf to see if there was anything else I could do to help create this potion.
Oh, Well, I must say it's, I'm not used to folks helping me out with this stuff. Well, if you are wanting to aid, I have been having a little bit of trouble finding myself some ash blossom. It can be used in crafting of potions that grant one the use of breathings of flame. But in the right, appropriate... You see he's like sort of like dozes off a little bit.
Better.
Yes. Sorry, I haven't gotten much sleep recently. But a small mixture of that will warm the insides.
A mixture of ash blossom?
I'm sorry?
A mixture of ash blossom and...
Apple bottom?
No, you're talking about ash blossom.
Yes, you can use it to make fire-breathing potions.
But is that what Elizabeth needs? For his potion?
Yes, that would work for him very well. It would probably warm him up. Yes, that might do. You must know a thing about herbology, young lady.
No, you were just telling me about it before you dozed off.
Oh. Did I also tell you that I need a few red amanita mushrooms?
No, I did not catch that. What sort of mushrooms?
They have a red bulb with tiny white spots on them. You will do well not to confuse them with the poisonous variety. The ones that can cause great sickness. They have marginally larger white spots on them.
So the poisonous ones have larger white spots?
Yes.
Okay. Are these things that grow around here? I don't think I've seen very much vegetation in the Dale.
Ash blossom is a little harder to come by. But I'm sure that you can find it in places of sorry, shit, what the fuck is what's the word I'm looking for? Not thermonuclear. No, it's
Thermal?
thermal geologic site. You could find it somewhere near thermal geologic sites, places where fire might be located naturally, volcanoes, oftentimes, the outskirts of them. Locations connected to the plains of fire. Often they sprout near there. Yeah, so the mushrooms, luckily they grow in a few caves in the region. You might need to come across them by mistake, but again, make sure that you do not get the wrong ones. The wrong one will almost assuredly kill anyone upon a single brewing of it. Well,
all right.
and
if there's anything else important, I'll leave you to rest.
And so he goes over and he shows you a picture of in a book, and this is you see that he points out a picture of the ash blossom. It's a tiny flower that is bright red with a yellow center. You see on there that it shows that it grows in deserts and volcanoes. Or near deserts and volcanoes. There is that, and then he also shows you this, which he points out. Here we go. Yeah, this is perfect. He points out in the one, he says this is the red Amanita mushroom, not to be confused with the red Amanita fungus. That's the one that will kill you. But I mean, technically they both could kill you if you don't handle them correctly. But if you are looking for them, moist caves or in the corners of caves. There's almost a pause as he's like drifting off and he's pointing to the picture in the book and you hear his like slight snoring.
Is there like a blanket around or anything?
Sure. We'll say there's one.
I'm just gonna drape the blanket over him and then leave.
Okay. Yeah, he's just kind of like snoring there in his chair.
Oh, everybody in the Dale always works so hard.
God damn it, Kavada.
All right, yeah. I mean, Daraj, let's get back to the main gate.
All right. So yeah, we'll say that you guys all meet up. On the just around the north, or sorry, not north. You guys aren't anywhere near there. Yeah, the southern gate. And I imagine you're gonna start making your way up to Tourmaline.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Assuming there's not another checkpoint.
Oh no.
So that's the thing. As you guys are heading out of Targos, you start making your way north. And it's not too far out of there that you see the ground out here is kind of shuffled around a bit. By that, I mean, it seemed as if there was a small encampment set up along the main road not too long ago. You could see spaces where there were, like, poles put into the ground, a place where there was maybe something covering up the snow as it was kind of melted away just a little bit.
No checkpoint?
But yeah, there's nothing there. And as you guys start making your way further up, because we're going to say that you guys are maybe in Targos for a half an hour at most.
I don't know, with the way that doctor was talking about potions, I felt like I was there for 3 hours.
Yeah. We'll say that Wu, Groff, and Smith were like standing up at the gate like, what the fuck is taking them so long?
Side quest.
Yeah. And but you guys also recognize that it is going to those that are from the Dale, you know that it's probably going to take you about 9 hours to reach
Tourmaline.
So there is going to have to be a little bit of camping along the way. But as you guys are heading out, you feel accomplished that you got in and out.
Finally far enough away, I just go,
Guard, I found him.
oh god damn it.
How far away from Targos are we at this point?
I mean, like, not even a mile.
Okay. But we're past that like area where the supposed checkpoint was set up.
Yes.
Okay.
You as you are making your way up, and I want this kind of be the last thing that we leave off with today. Gerard,
You're dead.
you hear as you guys are walking, you know, and you breathe this sigh of relief, you hear something, you hear somebody talking, and they go, Gerard, let's put an end to this chase. You are far craftier than I expected. Maybe we can make this work in both our favors.
Do we all hear this?
No, only
Okay.
Gerard.
Okay.
Oh shit! It's message.
Or it could be like scrying or something.
Something of that nature.
Yeah. There is some kind of spell that's like long range and you can just send it to somebody telepathically.
I believe it's message, and the only reason I know that is because Joe
Well,
Cat
that's-
recently used it. I think
Well, message is a cantrip and that's like 120 feet range.
that's true. Maybe it's not message.
I think
There's one that,
but there is like a higher level spell that is like send a message.
yeah, and it's like an indefinite, or doesn't matter the distance as long as you know the person, and then the person can respond back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I listen. The only reason I know this is because I've been listening to Joe Cat's Necro Hunt while I was at work.
Do you say anything when you hear this?
Sorry, wrong number.
New phone, who dis?
Sorry, the line's busy. I will
Well,
say
I can't hear you. You're breaking up. I'm going through the tunnel.
you threatened my life and threatened injury to me, but you want to make a deal once again? And what is this proposition that you have?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt again. But like does your rod hear in the voice of who we think it is? Or is it like
Oh, I'm assuming I hear it in his voice.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure how
definitely.
this was. I wasn't sure how it was manifested.
Yeah, definitely.
So that means he knows damn well through whatever telepathic link that he just established that I went in and out of Targos, or he just knows that I am not near him.
You said you threaten me and my life and threaten injury to me, and you want to make a deal to me. What is this? What did you say?
What is this proposition? Because so far, it's not really a chase. Gerard's been perfectly fine.
Sure. So you are saying this in your mind, and as you are saying this, you hear a voice come back. Come back to Targos, where we can chat in person. But I'm only interested in you. I see in you a great hidden power.
I'll respond back with, next time I'm in town, I'll make sure I let you know, as I'm currently doing something else. Can't make it back there instantly.
Next time I'm in town, I'll let you know.
I know there's like a certain amount of words that you can
25
say.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say next time I'm in town, I'll let you know I'm currently heading somewhere to handle something. And you get one final message back that says, "Don't worry. I'll know when you're here.
Son of a bitch.
And that's where we're going to leave it for the session.
But I just got my windows arranged how I want them.
Where's my level 5, damn it?
Yeah, level 5?
Sorry, we talked our way out of a combat encounter that would have given us level 5.
I know, right? We should have been murder hobos. That's it. I'm dropping a fireball on the butler.
When was the last time you guys leveled up? Actually,
It's been months.
I know it's been months,
I-
but that's because we've only played like every other session.
I could
The
have
last
sworn-
time we... Sorry.
I feel like it was before we even got to Bryn Shander.
It was either right when we got to Bryn Shander
I
or
don't-
right before.
I'm pretty sure we did not level up when we completed the Temple of Amanator.
We did
I
not.
I know you guys didn't level up then.
Because we completed
but-
that. We completed the Yeti quests. And now we're venturing through. And we were able to get in and out of Targos without too much hassle. Well, I should say that,
You're
but the
close.
jackass is... Yeah, I was going to say, damn near close to where he's like, that fucker came in and out of my town.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know when the last time I leveled you guys up.
Wait, Lucas, since he cast that spell and I'm allowed one more response, can I respond to my mind in the most spiteful tone ever?
Sure.
Connections.
Oh yeah, baby. All right. Let me see something here. We got one. There's that. We got that. There. There.
Point of the matter is, I want level 5 before I meet him, so I can just summon 8 flying snakes.
Yeah, we get it.
That's all I want. Because fuck this guy.
I mean,
Oh,
hey,
God!
that's your choice.
God damn it. I think I just realized what you're trying to play into, Lucas, or maybe, because I remember you messaging me about this forever ago.
I do not know what you mean. I mean, you're more than welcome to message me and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm referring to." Fuck. Hold on. This is what I'm looking for.
So level up in Secret Hitler?
Hell yeah.
That's what I heard at least.
That's Secret Hitler.
He's deciding if we get that level up. Secret Hitler is a yes, though.
So wait, Bremen, Targos, Bryn Shander. You guys really haven't gone that far.
We did kill a Yeti. Groff survived fucking a walrus.
That's true.
We used our wits to get past a security checkpoint to get the Icewind Dale's most wanted into Targos.
No, I'm only most wanted there. In the other towns, I'm a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hero.
Targos is most wanted.
I gotta see something here. So we got...
I was gonna say the first town sees me as the person that freed the fishing ports and allowed a researcher to continue his research. The other town knows us as a whole group that took down a Yeti and got stuff for the temple. The only place that we don't have good in is Targos, minus Garrett's word for us.
I'm just happy I can fly 50 feet and turn now.
You're welcome.
I thanked you.
No, I know.
Don't forget, you can also just basically turn yourself into the light now.
I mean, I kind of already did. I was just casting light on my loot. But I guess now I could cast light on somebody else and then light on myself with the scarf.
Yeah, that's it. The all right, buddy. The scarf, like you can only have
Like
have
one
one
object.
Yep, one thing of light on at any one time, and it only lasts for an hour. Granted, you can keep casting it, but
Imagine the shows you can put off by making your scarf light up.
Yeah.
I was fully prepared for them to drag Erard into the zone of truth and start questioning him, asking who he was, because I was just going to go down the route of, oh, I'm a performer. Because it's not lying, because my entire background is I'm a performer. Because that's what a Pokemon battle is. It's just a performance.
You know, when we said performer, I was thinking like circus. And then I was like, oh, like Rasputin from Psychonauts.
That too, maybe.
You guys leveled up to 3 when you guys got off the mountain.
I think you gave us level 3 before we reached the top.
Oh, that's right. I gave you guys level 3 before you climbed the mountain.
Yeah.
We had something. I forget what we fought.
It was
Oh,
yeah.
it was
You
a
gave
Yeti,
it.
because- yeah.
Yeah, because you gave it to us before, because that was the only way I was able to communicate with the Yetis, because it was the upgraded level or whatever that allowed me to speak to Beast or Monstrosity.
So
I believe.
You guys dealt with the like, oh shit, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna stop.